Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey there, everybody. I'm Melvin Robert from the TV show Extra. Every day on our show, we talk to the biggest celebrities and the biggest newsmakers around. We get exclusive details about hookups and breakups, baby news, and the behind-the-scenes info from your favorite TV shows and movies. But we can only fit so much on our show. That's where Extra the podcast comes in. Listen and follow Extra the podcast and Odyssey Podcast on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from The Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to Season 18, episode number 3,950. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hart. And you are the Men's Room. Well, Ted, today we celebrate 50 years of hip-hop on a Bad Choice Friday. The return of Ted versus the FCC. Plus headlines, a Men's Room shout of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Clap, clap.
Drinking today. All right, here we go. A truck full of porta potties is stolen in Oakland, which is a crappy thing to do. Meanwhile, a Los Angeles woman attacks a street vendor after getting food and refusing to pay for said food. Cops pull over a car with a license plate that says, "We High." Turns out the Oklahoma Game Foul Commissioner is a cockfighting type of guy. And a man breaks Guinness records with a 500-mile backwards bike ride. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, one of our listeners, a guy named Thomas, has a young son. Now, we're not sure how old the kid is, but 2 weeks ago, Thomas decided that his boy was old enough to listen to this very program. And as Thomas stated in an email to us, quote, "What an effing mistake." Now, we'll explain why it was a mistake coming up, but it gave Thomas an idea that he shared with us, which was to ask, when did you come in at exactly the worst moment? For example, a woman on TikTok, she wanted to surprise her husband by posing in lingerie. She set up her camera, changed her clothes, and aimed the camera toward the door. However, instead of her husband walking in, it was her father-in-law, who I believe said, quote, "OS," and then ran out of the room. Now, it's an awkward moment, funny, but awkward. In North Carolina, a man opened his front door to his home only to discover a woman on his front stairs. She pointed out that that woman was pooping on his front stairs. Less funny, but equally awkward. Or how about the guy who inadvertently made eye contact with his grandfather, just as he was, as he says, licking his girlfriend's nipple? Just think about that for a moment. You look up, your grandfather opens the door, you make eye contact. Bad timing and a mood killer for sure, but like the other stories, they support Thomas's idea, and it leads us to today's question. When did you or someone else come in at the exact worst moment?
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live, and send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.
Walk the dogs, school drop-off, meetings from 10 to 3, take kids to soccer, then no time left for a jog.
When everyone else is relying on you, it's easy to put your needs last. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist online, so you can show up for yourself the way you do for others. Visit BetterHelp.com/positive to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/positive.
Mills and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
All but y'all, away we go. Welcome to season 18, episode number 3,950. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. Exciting return of Ted versus the FCC. We do round 2 today of our listener-submitted Ted versus the FCC. There was a fail last week.
Yeah.
We'll give you 2 more chances to get this one right. This one comes from Zachary, the Will Smith guy. Now, the last time that we did Ted versus the FCC, we put $20 on the line.
That is correct.
I'm willing to do it again today because this thing is so hard. I know you're going to go and maybe buy a beer or 2 tonight, so that would be $20 in beer money.
My wallet's looking a little empty.
Yes, it is. And it's about the cat that can't cut punts. So we're going to do that coming up.
That's
with
not what Ted said last
versus
week.
the FCC. I don't
That
know
is not what I said.
That is not what you said at all.
I don't know what the slip up there is, but it's something else. So
And I have to scream it.
Every time.
Yeah,
Like if I say the S word or the F word, they just kind of slip out. But that word,
For whatever reason, man, you do scream it.
yeah, it gets emphasized.
That's right.
You know what? You are a...
Also on tap today, the Men's Room Happy Hour exclusively on the Odyssey app. We made it to episode number 444. Man, I sure hope on a day like today, with I know you guys going to baseball and shows and everything else, that we don't get one of those pesky fire alarm drills that typically happen when we're doing the Men's Room Happy Hour. I don't know why they do these drills right after 6 every Friday. It is insane. But either way,
Craziness, man.
we will be here for as long as we can until the building tells us that we need to evacuate, which is problematic because, hey, we're here doing our thing. You know, we prepared for it and everything else. Then, bam, fire drill.
You gotta go.
What the hell? Everybody has to get out of the building. So hopefully that won't happen today with episode number 444. If you don't have the Odyssey app, download it now. It is absolutely free. Search for the Men's Room page. You'll find all things Men's Room on there. Get a chance over the weekend. Check out our Men's Room radio channel. That's where we get a chance to pick some of our favorite tunes. It's basically just a music station. It's curated from what we like. So
That's it.
Basically everything on there, from country, rap to reggae to rock, you name it. It's all covered on Men's Room Radio. Plus all our podcasts if you want to catch up. If you missed any shows over the week, the podcast, Greatest Story Never Told podcast, the Megacast is on there. Our Go Live feature that you guys did today at 1 o'clock.
That's correct.
All those things are on one spot. The Men's Room page on the Odyssey app. And that's where you'll also find the Men's Room Happy Hour channel. We have so much going on. This is going to be a big Friday show. Okay, so the Men's Room World Tour, stop number 4, is this Sunday. That happens from 3 until 6. Mike's Chili Parlor in Ballard. Legendary Mike's been in business for over 100 years. We are taking over the back. I stopped by last night for a beer or 2 and checked out the scene. It is going to be a great place, great venue. There's going to be beer out back, tons of different kinds of beers. Mike's taking out the grill. We've got all kinds of Uli's.
Excellent.
Famous Men's Room original sausage. There were talks to me. Hey, they might even get crazy and go buy sauerkraut. They don't even know what the hell's going on down there.
There's also it's a good chance you might see some pirates.
See some pirates. Good chance you might be able to play a little corn Julio.
Oh, excellent.
If you like cornhole, that might be set up as well. We'll have the salsa from San Juan Salsa Company, and of course, Men's Room Original Ale. Keep in mind, if you buy a Men's Room Original Ale or pick up a sausage or a roasted bread salsa, all those items benefit our friends at the Fisher House. So you're doing some good with all that stuff. So we're going to have a celebration of that. Stoned Evergreen Travelers, they'll be playing for you live. Also, there's a DJ that's going to be there playing.
Oh, nice.
Too. Yeah, we got a lot going on. By the way, it's absolutely free. You just have to be 21 and older. Doors are going to open at 2. The activities start around 3, and we'll go from 3 till 6. So far, the forecast is looking better than originally planned as far as it just being cooled down a little bit more.
Good.
Still going to be a nice sunny day, though, on Sunday. So hopefully we'll see you in Ballard from 3 until 6. Men's Room World Tour, stop number 4. And if we get a little chance today, take a little time, we'll check in with Mike down at the Chili Parlor. He said that there's a pretty good buzz on it. People are asking him who all's coming down, and should be a pretty good turnout for this thing.
Yeah, man. Sunday afternoon. That's prime time.
And not only that, keep in mind, as we've been saying, Mike's not open on Sunday. They have not been open on Sunday for 100 years.
100 years, yes.
They're like the original Chick-fil-A. So for Mike to come in and have to,
I think they all stole it from God.
that whole Jesus.
Don't worry.
Right. I'm going to rest today.
Exactly. And
Football's on.
They took that to heart. So we're going to be invading down there. The chili parlor itself will be closed, but we'll go into the back area, which is fantastic. That's the Mike Chili Bowl, which is in the back. So Sunday, Men's Room World Tour, stop number 4 at Mike's Chili Parlor in Ballard. Okay,
Chili Bowl.
The Chili Bowl.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have Oregon State, Washington State play.
The Chili Bowl. You've been left out.
Yeah, we got you covered, guys.
Exactly. Kind of a chili reception. Of course, we will drink and toast in the weekend with a shot of the day that is Bad Choice Friday time.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
And today we celebrate 50 years of hip-hop on a Bad Choice Friday with the notorious B.I.G.
I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call a Crip, same number, same hood. It's all good. And if you don't know, now you know, you know.
You ever heard the edited version of this, Ted?
I have heard every version of this.
Okay.
I once sang the unedited version at a formal with a band backing me in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
How did that go?
The band was black. They all kind of just kept going with it. I was like, I'm just going to keep singing.
Did you drop the N-bomb at the beginning?
Truthfully, I did in the first verse. I didn't even think about it. But
you could be on TMZ.
The only thing that saved me is I think they were shocked when they played it that I knew every lyric.
Be glad that wasn't the only one to do.
I know.
You dropped,
I don't know anything else.
You dropped the P words and all that stuff too?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm 19. This is the year 2000. Hammered, drunk. And I'm like, you guys can play Juicy. I can sing it. And they were like, oh, yeah? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, all right, we're back on in 10.
Okay. Notorious B.I.G. and Juicy taking on the Sugar Hill Gang.
The hip it to the hip hop, you don't stop the rocker to the bang bang boogie. Say up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie beat. Now what you hear is not a test, I'm rapping to the beat. And me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet.
In my day, you could not go to a party where this wasn't on every single hour.
I thought it was like a legal binding contract. If you throw a party, you must play the song, and you must play it at least 3 times.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, even in the late 90s when I was in high school, this song came on at every party.
Pretty sure the original is about 12 minutes, too.
It is super long.
It is
exactly.
real long, yeah. Sugar Hill Gang and Rappers Delight taking on the notorious B.I.G. and Juicy. Today is the 50th silver anniversary of hip-hop. Now, just so you know, our sister station, Hot 103.7, our buddy Eric Powers, they've got a 50 song, greatest songs of all time countdown going on right now that they started at noon in celebration of today.
But don't listen yet.
Hip-Hop Made, top 50 songs of all time.
That's cool. Don't listen.
Hosted by, yeah. Well, we're just telling you, man, if you want to get some hip-hop in on the afternoon, do so. And I believe they're also replaying that on Sunday as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, listen Sunday.
Yeah, Hip-Hop Made, the top 50 songs of all time. Yeah, do that instead of stopping by Mike's Chili Parlor. Check that out.
You can listen to it on the way to our party.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I guess the official day, the news agency notes, August 11, 1973, was the date a young Clive Campbell, who was a kid who was in the Bronx, but he was originally from Jamaica. He was known as DJ Cole Herc. Around his Bronx stomping grounds, he DJ'd a back-to-school party for his younger sister in the community room of the apartment building that they were living in. And officially, they dated it to today. That's when that first happened. So today is actually the official 50-year silver anniversary of hip-hop.
And brother had no idea.
Yeah. So a vote
and you
now.
know his mom made him do it.
It's your little sister's graduation party. You doing all that stupid DJ crap in your bedroom. Just do it for your sister.
Okay, Ma.
I just think it's awesome how back in the day it was like literally you had the DJ and then the MC.
Well, I was never sure, to be honest with you, where hip-hop or rap started. So there was always an East Coast, West Coast thing.
Oh, trust me. New Yorkers let you know.
I did not know that. Yeah, but it was very prominent in everything I read, like New York, Bronx.
It is New York.
It's
without
question. Yeah,
so.
without a doubt.
Exactly. So we're doing a little 50-year hip-hop celebration on our Bad Choice Friday. Vote now if you follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live. All right, on to the question of the day. I'll read you the email. This comes from Thomas, who is our U.S. ambassador to Algonia.
He's doing a hell of a job, man.
Which is one of my favorite countries in all of the world.
Well, think about it.
One that I'll eventually visit if I have a chance.
Everything going on in the world. How many bad things have you heard about Algonia?
Nothing.
Right,
So
they
far.
know what they're doing there. And I want to thank Thomas, seriously, for his diligence, man. I don't know what he's doing, but his diplomacy is working wonders.
So, Thomas, you're the inspiration of the question today. And the email says, Hola, gentlemen. Do you take ideas for the question of the day? I had an experience recently that made me think it'd be fun to hear callers when they came in at the exact worst moment. My particular experience was introducing your fine radio program to my boy. You see, I had been listening to you long before he was on the scene. When he was born, I get overnight bottle feeding duty, so I put my Bluetooth earpiece on, listen to your podcast, take care of my beautiful boy through the late night hours. Later, driving him to daycare, I would do the same and tune in so I could hear your banter about farts and scratching your boys. This is exactly the type of guy talk I wanted my little man to learn. Frank discussions of real-life topics and a healthy dose of poop stories, poor sports betting, and tales of great food and restaurants. So, now that he's old enough, I thought I'd share the goodness by putting your program on in the car when he and I were driving to school. What an effing mistake. Steve was doing the shot of the day. It was a horrendous tale of a manatee boning his manatee brother to death. And it wasn't a quick mention. You went on and on and on for what seemed like hours. Oh, my God. The things that my poor child heard. So anyway, that was exactly the wrong moment for me to introduce my kid to your program. Maybe I'll try again next year. Once again from Thomas, the U.S. Ambassador to Algonia. Thank you for the email. Sorry about your timing on that.
He's not wrong. That story was troubling for all of us.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the toast now. We toast 38-year-old Hugh, a manatee at the Marine Laboratory. So far, so good. He'd been a resident at the aquarium along with his older brother, Buffett. So far, so good. Sadly, he recently died unexpectedly. Officials found him unconscious at the bottom of the pool. Kind of sad, but not the worst thing for you to hear. They performed an autopsy, discovered that Hugh had a 14.5 centimeter or almost 6-inch tear in the ventral wall of his colon. So how did this happen? Well, that's where it gets bad. So it says, how did this happen? Not gonna sugarcoat it. Hugh died when his burger brother, Buffett, sodomized him all day. Yeah.
That was the story.
And that's when your kid was introduced to the show.
But it wasn't that short of a story when we told the first time. Now, Ted, this is your worst nightmare, but, believe it or not, I think there's something in here that you could very much relate to. We go to Arizona, where an Arizona woman had a holy-ass moment when she returned home and found a live rattlesnake in, of all places, her toilet. Michelle Lesperon stepped inside her home in Tucson. On July 15th, she was gone on a 4-day excursion and went to relieve herself in the bathroom, according to the Associated Press. When she opened the lid on the toilet, she was horrified to see a large black snake slithering around inside and then staring up at her. She quickly contacted... Who would you contact if you're in Arizona and there's a snake in your toilet?
My gun safe.
She called Rattlesnake Solutions.
Oh,
Solutions. Have you reached?
I don't know. I think I would call 911 and go, my bad, what is animal control?
Right. Well, no, she called Rattlesnake Solutions, which I would just assume was one of your spinoffs from
Pet Solutions.
Pet Solutions, but
they're a franchise. I don't have a lot to do with it because Pet Solutions in the Northwest does not deal with snakes.
I got you. Okay. This company specializes in wildlife removal, and an employee responded. After 3 attempts, he was finally able to seize control of the reptile. Video of the shocking moment was posted on Facebook, and it is nothing less than spine-tingling. Have you seen this snake jump out of the toilet of this guy?
I did not see the video.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
It really is.
It's awful.
It launches this entire body out of the toilet.
Yeah, I mean, that's how they attack.
Well, Check out the handler. They say grabbing the snake and yanking it out of the toilet as the thing hisses. Michelle told the AP everyone she knows thought it was a gag at first, but when they found out it was real, they all had the same reaction. Oh, my God, that's my worst nightmare. Turned out to be non-poisonous and a coach whip snake. But that does not make it any less terrifying of a sight when you lift the toilet lid and don't expect to see that when you're using the bathroom the worst possible moment.
You got to wonder if the guy from Rattlesnake Solutions is like, I'd love to help, but it's not a rattlesnake.
I'm out.
You need to call Whip Snake Solutions. Different number.
I mean, look, I've said this for years. I check every time before I poop.
And you still do.
Still do. Especially this mornings. I read that story late last night.
But do you keep the lid down?
All the time.
I do not.
You keep your lid open?
Oh, yes.
What about rats?
What do you mean, what about rats?
Years ago, we had on the rat czar for the city of Seattle. And he was like, hey, you should keep your toilet seat down.
I remember him saying
Sometimes rats can go through sewer pipes and stuff and come up out of your toilet.
All right. Now, do you keep your toilet lid down?
It depends. It depends on which bathroom it is.
Okay.
I don't think about rats or snakes. I really don't. That is not my motivation for it. But here's my question. If the rat shows up in your toilet, even if the lid's closed, you're telling me that rat couldn't just open the lid itself?
I don't know. For whatever reason, I'm just one of those people. And isn't it like folklore that you're supposed to keep it closed for good luck or something?
What?
I didn't know that
I've
one.
never heard
Especially
that
at night.
All right.
I will say, if I'm watching a sporting event, then the toilet seat probably stays up just because it's a lot of peeing.
Okay, I'm watching a video of the snake now.
Can you pull up the audio of that?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, Mike, I don't think you have to, man.
I think you do. I think you need to hear exactly what's going on when you unexpectedly walk into a snake in your toilet.
That snake does look pissed off.
It is not happy.
Let me just make sure there's not just the news. Okay, yeah, that's a video. Here we go.
No, it's the news, dude. Don't play it.
Grabs it. Nope, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he got the damn thing out of the toilet one way or another. So there you go.
Like, thank God that guy is a professional.
Is he really professional?
He just reached in
Because when you
and
watch
grabbed
the
the
video,
dog out there.
he's just willing to do something most people don't want to do. There were no special tools. There was no training.
Once he
Homie
realized
grabbed the snake
what it
and
was,
pulled it out of the toilet.
Once he
That's it.
identified it, he recognized that it wasn't a
That's not
poison
venomous.
mistake.
He did exactly what my nephew would do.
Right.
Just reach and grab the dog out there.
And pull it out.
Yeah, but he did it. Now he's a professional.
Mike, were you old enough for the era of the long ass rubber toy snake that looked like a regular snake?
You think so?
One of the greatest gag gifts ever, man. You wanted to freak somebody because it was rubbery and wobbly. Like if you threw that damn thing at somebody, man, it would freak them the hell out.
I did it to my mother. I left it in the kitchen in one of our homes. Once she figured out that it was a fake snake, she immediately screamed my name. I thought she was going to put me up for adoption. Like, it wasn't funny to her.
I'm not sure that I've seen any of those toys anymore. I'm not sure if they were made by some kind of crazy plastic that causes cancer or whatever. It used to be a normal toy that you could pick
No, my
up.
kid got one when he was about 3 years old. He got one from like a fair or something, but we weren't with him. Like, he was with friends. My wife's terrified of snakes, so he brought this thing home, basically did the same thing, set her up, and he had the same experience I did, where it's like, look, man, you can F with your mom, but it can't be snakes.
Our question, when did you or someone else come in at the exact worst moment? 206-803-ROCK.
So, I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on my car insurance.
So you told your agent you play the bagpipes for your dog?
What? No, I didn't get that personal. My agent just helped me create an affordable price just for me. Okay, let me show you what I've been working on. Hey, Buster!
Call State Farm agent Sierra Belleville in Bellingham today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Our question, when did you or someone else come in the exact worst moment? 206-803-ROCK.
By the way, Ted, you said the idea of a rat in your toilet.
Yeah.
Right, where the rats are. So people have chimed in on the text. Someone says, I woke up to a drowned rat in my toilet when I lived in Auburn. Freaked the hell out of me. But don't worry, it gets worse. When my daughter was younger and potty training, we had just gotten back from the store, so I told her to go try and potty. Well, about 3 seconds later, she ran out screaming, saying there's a monster in the toilet. She was always kind of melodramatic, so I said no, and I carried her back to the bathroom, and there was a large rat in our toilet. I slammed the lid down, closed the door to the bathroom, and called my boyfriend to take care of it later. So then we went to my room so I could get ready for work, and the rat crawled out of the toilet. It was in my bedroom under the bed.
Oh, no.
I got ready for work at my parents' house that day.
Oh, my.
So there you go, Ted.
Okay, all right.
Like, so
Look,
just because you're paranoid
validation.
doesn't mean you're wrong.
I have never thought of doing that, but now after hearing all this crap, I'll start.
People chimed in.
I only know it because we had the guy on the show.
Sounds like they can pop out, though, if they want. Because she closed the lid, closed the door.
Closed the bathroom door, and the rat
rat
still
got
showed
out.
up.
Well, listen, a rat on a mission is a hard thing to stop.
I have a t-shirt that says that.
I mean, I've been saying it for 10 years.
I have rats all over my property. They are everywhere.
Well, but you live in a target-rich environment.
I know
for
that,
the
is what
man.
I'm saying. It's not like I had never seen a rat. Like, this can't happen to me. No, I see them every day. They're in my front yard.
You feed them fancy cheese, Miles.
I throw out,
That's only other people's cheese at their house.
It has
Mike.
been right now low-fat wheat thins.
You feed them?
Why?
Well, I just throw them a cracker every once in a while. You know what I mean?
Wait, that's feeding them.
That's why they're in your yard.
No, I mean, they kind of live.
They're like, that dude gives me wheat thins.
No, they're down like in the dumpsters and stuff. They're having real food from like Thai places and stuff like that. As long as the spice isn't too hot, you know.
Is that how they do
They're
it?
city rats. Yeah, they're Fremont rats.
Foodie rats.
They got
Yeah, but still, you're offering
You got to join your mouth or drinking an IPA, Ted.
Right now. But you're offering a high quality product. Like, look, let's say I'm at a restaurant.
All right.
And it's a decent restaurant, and I'm having a chicken Caesar wrap. And then Thrill runs in and goes, hey, there's some giant out there just throwing out Dick's hamburgers. Like, I'm going to go outside and go get one of them burgers.
Dad, there's a giant outside, but no, he's cool. Dude, he's throwing cheeseburgers at everybody. Yes,
I mean, that's just a secret fantasy of mine.
Yes. When did
the Dick's Burgers giant? Yes,
it's a giant woman.
When did you or someone else come in at the exact worst moment? 206-803-ROCK.
Yeah, not what I expected.
What if he shot him out of his man cannon?
Boom, thump.
Like it's still wrapped?
Like a T-shirt cannon.
If it's wrapped, I'm cool.
Thump. Deluxe cheeseburger.
Hey, Dix, feel free to use that.
For kids' parties.
Thump. Give us credit.
It's like a T-shirt cannon, but shoots Dick's burgers.
Yeah, fired to the crowd at the baseball game. Who wouldn't love that?
Looks like a
He
giant.
lifts his kilt and
Looks like a giant penis. Though.
But not looking like that, but they have the bratwurst cannon at games.
Right.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's right.
Why not a burger cannon?
Why not a Dick's cannon?
Who do you think came up with it? You know what we need? A bratwurst cannon. Somebody said, I like the way you think.
Yeah, well, they
Give
do
that man a promotion.
Right, like basketball games will have the hot dog cannon out. Just shoot hot dogs.
Well, they've been shooting T-shirts for years. I think somebody was finally smart enough to be like, hey.
What they really want's a brat.
Right.
Hot dog? Hey, boy.
Hello, Jake. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
They should mount that Dick's cannon on top of the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
Thump, thump.
Yeah.
There you go. Synergy.
So, years ago, your timing is terrible. Years ago, I'm driving home from a job with a coworker of mine, and I'm telling him about that show that was on the radio years ago called Love Line with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Yeah.
Sure.
And there was a fellow that would call the show, and he would disguise his voice and get into these stories, and he'd get to the punchline, which was always, I've got a butthole the size of a mason jar. And he'd shout it into the phone, and the producer would get all pissed off. People would laugh. So we're walking into a gas station near Port Orchard, and I'm telling this guy this story, and we're talking. And I get to the part where I'm telling him the punchline, only the problem is I shout that phrase, a butthole the size of a mason jar, as I open the door to the gas station. So the elderly couple at the front counter paying for their gas were highly disgusted with me and didn't have any context of previous story. I had to go hide in the beer cave for like 20 minutes before I could develop some self-respect and show my face back in there.
Mm-hmm. It's always an old person.
Yeah.
It's always someone old and disapproving.
Just
We had
a level of disgust.
We had an elevator incident 1 week ago today that was a little bit, the timing on it was just impeccable.
We can't tell you what was said, but we were talking to VD on the elevator, right? We're going down to smoke, but VD had his back
to the door. Now, when the elevator stopped, he assumed that we were in the lobby, but the elevator stopped on the 4th floor. Oh, so he did not know that we had not reached the bottom of the lobby yet.
But he was finishing a statement. We'd asked him a challenge. Would you rather do this or do this? Okay. And both of them were disgusting. So he said, well, man, I would blah, 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 blah. Keep in mind, it is crass. It is insulting.
It has to do with
disgusting.
someone's butt and what you would do.
And,
all right.
But he's saying this as the elevator doors open. And again, he thinks we're at the lobby. And this old lady gets on, just as he's yelling this. I would eat. Yeah. And it just got real quiet. He would not turn around to face her. And the woman, it's one of those things, she just got in the corner and stared at the corner.
Mm-hmm,
God. She couldn't not hear what he said. And I thought it was great. I thought it was the most...
I just threw my head on the back of the wall.
Did you guys laugh?
Not out loud when she got out, because it made it better and more awkward for VD
if
we all just got silent.
Well, yeah, okay,
just look at each other like
we wanted him to feel a bit humiliated.
He
did.
He absolutely
it's
should.
like the worst statement you can make out of your mouth as a stranger.
And by the way, he does not speak at a low tone.
No, he doesn't. He does not.
Yeah. Where did you or someone else come in at the exact worst moment? 206-803-ROCK.
And you know what's happened to me twice since we've been in Seattle? One time I was with Miles. We were walking, not on Olive Street, whatever. We're downtown. And, sometimes you got to fart. And obviously I don't mind farting out loud. So I stopped walking, blow out this huge fart. And I swear to God, there's this hot chick like 3 feet behind me. But I did not realize she was there. I'm like, oh, man, that's bad. I'm just going to keep walking, right? There's nothing you can do. But about 2 months ago, I'm going to the Starbucks in our lobby. I'm outside, And as I kind of turn the corner to go in, again, I stop walking, actually lift my leg and do a and there's this old Asian lady right behind me again. I'm just like, oh my God. I mean, like, what? You were not there 5 seconds ago, man. Because I even looked around and I swear to God, I did not see her. And then I rip ass and she is right behind me.
I was on a flight. I can't remember where I was going, but one of those situations where there were probably 3 passengers. It was getting close to the end of the flight. There were 3 passengers in the back of the plane waiting for a bathroom. They all go. It's only one bathroom that's open. The other one's kind of closed, and no one's going in on that one. But everybody's kind of waiting for that one bathroom. So it's not a really. It's kind of a slow go. By the time that I'm the last person there or next in line, I think it was a guy behind me. Turbulence started, and it's like the plane's starting to shake, and I'm just like, they're going to put the lights on. They're going to say go back to your seat. They're going to tell you put your seatbelt on. You know, please be seated. You're like, you cannot stand in the aisle, that kind of thing. And I've been waiting there for 10, 12 minutes. So the other bathroom kind of was green and red. It was kind of like it wasn't all the way locked or whatever the deal was. So I'm like, well, no one's come out of here in 10, 15 minutes. I open the door. There is a woman basically on the floor. She has defecated all over the bathroom. She has thrown up everywhere. She is an elderly woman, and she is obviously struggling. And, you know, she gives me a look. She looks up with her eyes, and I mean, you could just see the pain.
What does the look tell you? As you make eye contact with this woman who's pooped herself.
I am dying. Like, basically, like, please help me. So I look at her, and I'm like, hold on for a minute, man. I'm sorry. And I close the door.
You got a little something.
And I went and got a couple flight attendants. I said, hey, man, there's a woman in the bathroom that is having the worst time ever. So I go and because the attendants are kind of up in the front. They're doing.
Is that how you said it? Worst time ever?
They're locking their cabinets and stuff because of the turbulence. So they're all the way to the front of the plane. So I go up there to get them. They come down the aisle. I'm behind them to see if they need some help. Now there's 3 people in line.
You still
all right? So
you're never going to use
that. And then they're telling everybody to go back to their seats because they need to get in there and they need to do all these things. And you can't. The doors are right in front of each other.
Right. You can't have one open
and keep it open. And they're trying to pull her out. They're trying to help her. But I was just like, it was terrible because of the situation she was in. You know, her pants around her ankles. She had obviously either fallen or I just was so sick and dizzy.
How old do you think she was?
She was probably in her 60s. I would say she's an old woman, but she's not much older than me.
Yeah, 10 years older than me.
She was just hammered.
Well, I don't know. All I know was the smell was something else. It's kind of like Grandma's house when you realize this woman has not had a solid one in probably 10 years. Kind of had that feel to it, like just soup.
Those are always the worst.
So, all right, a few follow-up questions. What did the flight attendants do with someone who's covered in poop? You can't take her back to the seat.
I was more toward the front of the plane. So when they told everybody to go back to their seats, I was not really, and I'm in a window seat, so I really could not see where if they put her back in her seats, if they got her some clothes. I just know
you can't just put her back in the seat.
I just know that they made an announcement that bathroom was no longer serviceable. So to not use the one bathroom in the back.
That's not funny, but
well, yeah.
Now think about it. You've been sitting next to this lady on this flight, right?
I wasn't sitting next to
her. Not you, but I'm just saying. You're on the flight. You've been sitting next to this old lady. I'm sure she's fine. She goes to the bathroom, no big deal. She's been gone an extraordinarily long amount of time, but still, whatever. Mm-hmm. And the flight attendants bring back this woman who's now covered in S. I mean, look, I try to be a decent passenger on a plane. I do. But I'd say, like, look, man, you cannot put this poop-covered old lady next to me. I'm not. There's no way.
I still think, okay. So
I would lay across both seats and be like, I'm going to be that guy. I'm not trying to be that guy, but she's covered in turds, man. I'm not sitting next to her.
So that was one bad thing I've seen in the bathroom. The other bad thing I've seen in the bathroom, I know I've said bad things in the bathroom. But Ted and I used to have a membership down at the 24-Hour Fitness next to our old building. Yeah. Now, at that particular gym, based on its proximity to Capitol Hill, a very heavily gay population of the gym, no big deal. It was just that we were probably 2 of the only heterosexual men in there. Well, in the in the locker room.
Sounds like speak for yourself.
In the locker room, it's it's just guys being guys.
We got hit on more than once, separately. And then one time I was having a beer at a bar, and the dude was gay, and I told him I worked out there, and he goes, "You shouldn't work out there. That place is," what did he say, "full of gay predators." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "I know. Like, I don't go in there. People are cruising all day long in there."
So
Really?
anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
So okay,
Back in the day, they were.
I go in there at night. I believe we were all living together. I did a late night workout or whatever the deal was. It was probably like midnight because we didn't get off the air till it was night. Like for whatever reason, I went that night, and I'm in the locker room by myself. I come around the corner to where there are two sinks, and those two sinks are basically straight across from all the showers. Mm-hmm. When I make the turn around the corner, there is a guy. Now he's wearing heels. Okay. He's wearing heels, and he's already put on his fishnets that go up to his knees. He has one leg up on top of the sink. Now, there are two blow dryers on either side of the sinks. He's got the blow dryer, and he's blow drying his butt and his boys and everything. When I turn the corner, it's like, and he's just airing it out like this. And it's all flopping around because the wind's hit it. I just kind of stopped, backed up, walked out, like, I am not getting in the shower tonight. Nope, not doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that guy. I think you probably did. I think you know the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
I just caught him in this...
In a moment.
This awkward... Worst possible time.
Did he notice you there?
Oh, yeah. No, he...
Hey,
how are you? No, he didn't. He gave zero. That's what I'm saying. Like, that locker room, man, I saw all kinds of crazy stuff. That was the one where I was just like, oh, hey, oh, wow.
I always found it funny because the guy was a really nice guy, right? But I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't know what his term was. But it would just be weird because you'd be in the locker room kind of BSing with him. And he's not meaning to, but fishnets to me are kind of central. He's just slowly putting them on.
Are you like, all right?
Oh, what'd you lift today? And I'm just like, man.
Back to you.
Like, I know we're just chatting. It's hard to concentrate with you putting
on fishnets.
He's putting on like fishnets and a maxi dress. It's like, and his wig. I mean, by the time he left, it was like, damn.
Did you see the guy upstairs on the treadmill playing guitar? Isn't that weird? Oh, yeah, that is weird, man. When did you or someone else come in at the exact worst moment? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, John. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So this goes back to when I was a kid. By the way, long-time listener, first-time caller. You guys are amazing. I listen to you every day.
Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate that.
But anyways, I was a little kid. My mom worked night shift, so we lived in a duplex, and the lady who owned the duplex lived in the other half. She would watch me during the night. So, and she had this little dog that would make noise every once in a while, you know, like Thrill's favorite noise of the dog just cleaning itself and licking itself to death.
My kids laughed at me the other night, actually, because the dog was doing it, and I was like, Molly, please stop. The kids are like, what's wrong? And I told them straight up, I said, the sound I hate more than any sound on earth is the sound of that dog licking its ass. And those kids laughed for like 20 minutes. But I was being dead serious, man. Like, I hate that sound. Stop licking your ass.
Mm-hmm. You know why they do that?
So
why? Because they can.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, I would always go over, I don't even remember the dog's name. I just remember it was a little dog. And, it would do it right next to the door that would split the duplex. So I would constantly go over to that door. And I'm like, God, stop it. So one time it was making some noise. It was either growling or going nuts on itself. And I come through the door and I can hear it's just barely on the other side of the door. I take a left, and right there, stark ass naked, is this old lady who owned the house. And man, that was a sad sight as a 6-year-old kid.
Why was she naked?
She was in the shower. Her bathroom was right there. So I just happened to come around the corner, and she had her bathroom door wide open and drying herself off.
And you said it was a bad sight?
Yes. She was in her 70s at the time.
Oh.
And, imagine looking at your testicles.
Oh, man.
That's how wrinkly it was.
Well, I do.
You remind me of my testicles.
My grandfather, when I was 7, 8 years old, he would he was a YMCA guy, man. He showed up at the YMCA for like an hour and a half every day. That's what he did. Some days he'd go swimming. Some days he'd lift weights or whatever the thing to do was. I do remember seeing him one time in one of those big belts that shakes your belly.
Oh, yeah.
But when I would go there and I would do swimming or whatever, he'd say, look, we all got to get in the shower. The shower at the YMCA, I did not realize what happened because to men's genitalia until that was my first.
Oh, there's a bunch of old men there?
All old men. and they all shower together, and they all know each other, and they all talk business, and it's like no big deal, and they all face each other, and it's like, hey, John, hi, Larry, how are you? Jim, how are you doing? Tom, I'm great. And I'm in there like 7 years old. First of all, I don't have any hair on my body, but I could not believe what happened to men's testicles. You got to keep in mind they're all like 70 years old. And I did not know any of this stuff. So I'm just like, what's wrong with me? Like, why don't...
Oh, you thought it was you?
Why don't I have these? Why don't I have these,
What's wrong with
because
me?
I hadn't even had, mine hadn't even dropped yet, basically. So I'm just looking around like, what are those?
Are they supposed to hit your knees?
Jeez,
I remember being like, I wasn't in high school. So I played sports, but we just hadn't showered in a shower with a group of people.
Yeah.
So me and my cousin were up in Cape Cod visiting cousins and stuff. My Uncle Phil's like, we're going to the gym. Then afterwards, he's like, you got to shower. Full disclosure, we're like, no. We'll just shower at the house. He's like, no. We're at the gym. Like
that's the mentality.
Right, and they all do it, right? He's like, come on, we got to go shower. Same thing. We walk in there. There's an old guy bent over at the waist, spread eagle, just cleaning his butt. And like to this day, it's kind of a joke between me and my uncle, and my cousin Tom. Like like my uncle for a while would send a Christmas card and sign it, "The old man in the shower," because we were horrified. It was the first time we'd been in a shower with other people.
Yeah, people bend over. You can't believe how far they drop from the backside. It's like you're looking at a cow. I mean, seriously, it looks like udders. Right? He's like, wow, is that going to happen to me?
And I don't know what that line is, but if I had to guess, I'd say it's around 35. Mm-hmm. That's when I started sitting in the steam room, like people open the door and you're just butt naked sitting there. Hey, partner.
Top of the morning to you.
Your grandfather's one of those dudes, like they have all of the stuff there, right? So all of the things you need. There's spray-on deodorant. Like he's like, lift your armpits. And I'm like, Granddad, I don't use deodorant. And the next thing you know, I got talcum powder all over me. And the next thing I know, I got aftershave.
Yeah, it's Old Spice.
Oh, yeah. It's like the Club Man. It's like the Club Man stuff, like the Country Club brand kind of stuff. I mean, it smells like old man barbershop stuff. And then he talked my butt, he talked my chest, deodorant under the pit, like the whole deal. Like I was, a 25-year-old man.
But now you smell like an old man.
Oh, I
at
do.
age 7.
Yeah, he's like, oh, man, you smell great. Yeah, we have a towel here, man. The shower's got more water pressure.
Is that Aqua Velva? It is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dude, when I was young, you wanted to be old enough to use Aqua Velva.
Something else, razors, something. I can't remember what. Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 of them. When did you or someone else come in at the exact worst moment? 206-803-RIGHT.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Hey there, everybody. I'm Melvin Robert from the TV show Extra. Every day on our show, we talk to the biggest celebrities and the biggest newsmakers around. We get exclusive details about hookups and breakups, baby news, and the behind-the-scenes info from your favorite TV shows and movies. But we can only fit so much on our show. That's where Extra the Podcast comes in. Listen and follow Extra the Podcast and Odyssey Podcast on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
Hey, it's Mike Hawk. Want more Men's Room content? Follow the Men's Room page of the Odyssey app and check out my live stream, A Moment with Mike Hawk and Nothing in Particular with Steve the Thrill Hill. Going live Thursdays and Fridays at 1 exclusively on the Men's Room page of the Odyssey app.
9.9 KISW. We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up on this also positive Friday, we will drink and toast to the weekend with a shot of the day. Then it's Bad Choice Friday time.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday.
It's Bad Choice Friday.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday.
Hey, man, this is your fault.
And today we celebrate 50 years of hip-hop on a Bad Choice Friday with the notorious B.I.G.
I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call a crib, same number, same hood. It's all good. And if you don't know, now you know, you know, you know.
You know, you know, you know.
You know.
I don't think that's what he says in that there part of that song.
Notorious B.I.G. and Juicy taking on the Sugar Hill Gang.
I said the hip me to the hip hop, you don't stop the rocker to the bang bang boogie. Say up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie beat. Now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat.
I guarantee the brother playing bass is smiling.
And my friends are gonna try to move your feet.
Ted, you got it, man. He ain't moving his feet, but that smile on his face. Yeah.
Vote now. If you follow us on Twitter, at Men's Room Live will be the Sugar Hill Gang and Rapper's Delight, or the Notorious B.I.G. and Juicy, as we celebrate today 50 years of hip-hop.
Juicy.
On a Bad Choice Friday. This day in 1973. Back in Bronx, New York.
Damn.
Yeah,
It's a wild story, too. Like somebody's trying to promote that song.
All right.
They hear these guys in the neighborhood are starting to MC, and they basically just kind of make the record.
That's kind of cool, though, man.
Yeah.
Yep. Vote now. Follow us on Men's Room Live. One of those two tunes coming up right after we drink it. Tell us with a shout of the day. Our question: when did you or someone else come in at the exact worst moment? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Brett. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola. So, I was down in South Texas in Ingleside, and I'm working in the shipyard, right? And it's like 105 degrees summertime. It's, pretty much every restaurant in that area is Mexican food. And I don't know what got this guy in the mood, but, there's a long line of porta potties in the shipyard. And I go over to one and I open the door, and this guy has a foot up on each side of the door. And, man, he's just going to town in there. Not even kidding, man. I was just like, wham, slam the door.
Did you know the guy? Did you work with him?
No, I didn't, but you know what he said to me?
What?
Close the door.
Let's go, Brandon.
God.
Wow.
Oh, my God. Go figure.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you really need to put your feet up to do that?
I guess so. Maybe it's comfortable.
People have so many weird ways. Weird to me, what they do to masturbate. Like, to me, you just need your hand, you need your penis, you're done, right? There's only tools I feel. Some guys, I got lotions, I'd arch my back. What? Really? You need to do all that, man? Hey, to me, it just seems so simple.
I'm with you.
Oh, man, I got lotion. Like, really?
Right.
You need lotion?
Come on, man.
But don't make it complicated, man. You know what I mean? Like, just do the thing, bro. You kind of can't go wrong.
That's how I see it. That's kind of the point of it. I don't need to light a candle or anything. It's just me.
I got 5 minutes.
Right. Let me just do this.
When did you or someone else come in at the exact worst moment? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Shauna. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola.
How's it going, guys?
Doing great. Thank you. It's a positive Friday.
Positive Friday. You know what's odd? He just called about a porta potty story. Harder to say than I thought it would be.
I'm really glad that mine did not happen in the porta potty because I could not look at my family ever again.
Well, the last time that I talked to a Shauna, in fact, I opened the door on her in the porta potty.
Oh, yep.
Oh, yeah.
Thrills on my vagina.
Please stop telling people
I
that.
don't think you're going to catch me in one of those because most of them are disgusting.
Not most of them, all of them.
They're just gross. So, my brother and I are in about 6th grade. I want to say we're like 12. And it's the middle of summer. It's a weekend. My parents are both home. We did yard work, all that kind of stuff. And then my parents say the line, "We're going to go take a nap." We don't think anything of it. We're just like, okay, cool. We're 12. We can feed ourselves. Go do your thing, whatever. So we're taking care of ourselves. My parents are taking a, quote, nap. And my aunt shows up, my dad's sister, because she needs work on her car, but she did not call ahead. She just kind of drove up, and we saw her in the yard, and she was like, "Hey, is your dad here? I need him to look at my car." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, they're taking a nap. I'll go get him." So I walk down the hall. There is no lock on their door, which now I know there should have been. And I open the door, Dad, to tell him that his sister is here, and I'm basically walked in watching my dad give my mom a mouth hug.
Oh, a little canyon yodel.
Nice, yeah. Well, good for her.
That was a good time. So I immediately closed the door and said, "Aunt Donna's here." And then he said, "I'll be right out." He went and fixed her car, and then later he thought we had to have the conversation about how we should knock first. I looked at him straight in the eye and said, "Already learned."
Yeah.
This is a natural life lesson. Yep. I do not need to have this conversation with you. I will never do that again. Never, ever.
You caught your dad at, like, I think, the worst time to get caught for a dude.
You can walk in having sex, it's one thing. If you're getting a mouth hug, that's one thing. But as the dude, like if he's candy and yodeling your mom as you open the door, and I just got to look up and see his daughter, it's like, oh man.
Right, like anybody in here, if I walked in by mistake to whatever room, right? Like say I walk in and you're just like dude, shut the door. Right? And like they're like, all right, they were having sex or whatever. But I walked in and you're all crunched up at the bottom of the bed, like putting in work.
Well, at least you don't see, at least on that one, you don't see as much as you could.
You don't. But all right, let me ask you this. Based on the orientation of their bed, was it a side view? Did you see the back of his head?
Or was it full on? I knew exactly what was going on, and I was only 12, so there's no way that I could know that personally. I just was like, oh, this is bad. Shut the door. Aunt Donna's here.
Good old Aunt Donna.
What else to do? Yeah, she ruined it for me.
Was Donna a little bit crazy?
No, I think she just showed up and was, because she lived in the neighborhood, and my dad was always helpful to her, and
all right, no, I'm
so
just
she was
wondering.
like, oh, can you look at my car? And I'm like, yeah, it's at the wrong time, I think.
I mean, what time of day was it? They were taking a nap.
Well, it was like afternoon. It's nap time.
Yeah, I've never gone to like my brother's house and been like, hope they're not. I don't catch them having sex.
right.
Yeah,
Ted makes a good
I
point.
don't think she thought that, nor did my brother and I think that. But now we know whenever an adult says we're going to take a nap in the middle of the afternoon, that is not what's happening.
That was always when I started cutting
on your
grass.
door.
Did you ever share this story with Aunt Donna?
She passed away, but yes, she knew.
Okay.
She did know.
She did know after a while, and I still tell my parents to this day. Like, I'm 46 years old now.
They're like, please stop bringing it up.
Right, because when he went to talk to his sister, he probably didn't brush his teeth or anything.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, look out.
What did you just eat? Your breath is weird.
Jeez, a whiz, man. Did you microwave? Well, at the office? Now, my parents used to do that. It took me 2.5 hours to cut the grass.
Right.
So whether that was Saturday or Sunday, that was their nap time. And I always thought that was strange because they had the loudest lawnmower in the neighborhood.
Really? They can sleep through the lawnmower.
And I mean, and the weed eater was the same way.
But that way they also have a gauge on whether or not you're going to be in the house.
Yeah.
Because they're going on, if the lawnmower stops, they stop for a second, listen for the door. Okay, he's back outside.
Oh, trust me, I used to come in and get water or whatever. And I didn't go the whole way through without taking a stop. But
my parents apparently used to have sex in the back of the Volkswagen bus out in the garage. And maybe because my parents, they do like to go for quote-unquote drives. And now that I'm thinking back, maybe they didn't drive as much as I thought they did. This is hitting me
they
in
just
this
drove
moment.
to a location.
Well, no, they didn't. They did it out in the garage. And my mother explained this to me later. We had no idea, but I remember the occasion, but my brother and I were unaware that they had sex. It was nighttime, and they're like, hey, we're going to go for a drive. We're like, yeah, all right, man, because they did it all the time. They came back into the house about an hour later. How was your drive? But they were checking on us. What we did not realize, and my mother remembers, she said, I was having a hard time not laughing because when we got dressed again out in the Volkswagen bus, your father put his shirt on inside out. And he was talking, and she noticed, then he noticed, and they're both having a quiet panic. But she's like, neither of you guys noticed at first. And then your brother said, Dad, I think your shirt's on inside out. And he says, I'll be damned. So the thing is, I remember that moment, but we still did not piece together that maybe they had sex. So years later, my mom was like, oh, yeah, God, we went on the Volkswagen bus and had sex.
When did you or someone else come in at the exact worst moment? 206-803-ROD.
Hello, Sean. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right, so I got a good one for you guys. It was back when I met my best friend, JJ. I was probably 12 or 13 years old, and I stayed the night at his house for the first time. And, we played video games, we passed out. I woke up in the middle of the night, and I had to go to the bathroom. And when I opened the door, I could just see porn on the TV, and I was like, oh, man, this is cool. And I tried to, creep out there and see what was going on. And I found out that his parents were swingers, and they just had, 5 or 6 people out there just getting it on the couch. And then his mom looked over and saw I was out there and just screamed, get back to the bedroom! And I just had to sit in the bedroom and really think about what I saw.
Okay, yeah.
How long did you get to watch before his mom noticed?
Oh, man. probably like 5 seconds. I was watching the TV more than them.
Yeah, you should have told her, keep it down. I'm watching the TV.
Right. Come on now. Can I watch? I mean, the TV.
Yeah. And dude, I grew up in like a super Christian household too, so I'd never been exposed to anything like that before.
Bro, I did not grow up.
You don't have to grow up in a Christian household not to be exposed to just a swinger party, sex party.
I'm just saying, I did not grow up in a super Christian household. Still never had a sex party as far as I know.
Never been invited, never seen one. Nothing.
No, nothing like that.
First time seeing porn too. It was great.
Yeah.
Is the image still burned in your head?
I think about it when I see his mom. We're still best friends.
Oh, really?
And I see her. Oh, yeah, dude. We're best friends.
So you can't not think about it every time you see her, right?
Yeah, it's definitely one of those unspoken things.
Now,
for sure. But I saw a lot more things like that as I grew up, being my best friend.
Does your buddy know that his parents swing?
Oh, yeah. I don't think he knew back then, but I mean, around that time they found out. I'm sure the conversation happened afterwards.
I always wonder why I didn't look anything like Dad.
Yeah. All right, well.
Sure. Well, was his mom attractive?
What was that?
Was his mom attractive?
She's mid.
All right. Okay.
Damn.
When the answer is no.
Yeah.
You're trying to find a nice way of saying that someone who you do appreciate and respect is butt ugly.
Well,
that's what, right? Because if it's someone that you don't care about,
yeah,
are they ugly? You go, hell yeah, they're ugly. If it is someone you care about, right?
You had children in your 40s.
Yes.
So you learn this stuff when you go to just school events. Some parents are 18 years old. So, but you're still lumped into the parent group.
That is correct.
So there was like my best friend. His parents had him. He was a serious mistake. Like his mom got pregnant at like 48 or something.
You're like a serious mistake.
I mean, it was like unbelievable that this even happened.
Right?
Because they were not. I mean, this was like, oh my god. And I mean, they were older than my grandparents at the time, because my mom had me when she was 20. So there's always that hot mom.
Oh yeah.
But you're talking about a 25-year-old woman. 26-year-old woman, and you don't realize that until you start going to these school functions, and then you start intertwining and interacting with other parents.
But then it even changes. So my kids are hitting 6th and 7th grade next year. So they started school obviously when they're in kindergarten. Whatever. Now we're kind of the old crew as far as the school goes, right? So when you're watching these kindergarten moms, 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade, like they're kind of new. Good Lord. I don't know what happened, man, but like they apparently.
You got old.
I got old, and they printed off a bunch of hot moms.
Yeah.
I mean, it is ridiculous.
When did you or someone else come in at the exact worst moment? 206-803.
And everybody does squats now.
Everybody. And if they don't, they're still wearing the yoga pants. God bless you. Hello, Raymond. Welcome to the men's room.
Marijuana and madams, bitches.
Hola.
So, anyways, I was about 12 years old, summer day, parents both at work, and go upstairs and walk into my sister's room, and there's her and her boyfriend going at it. Stop for a second. I turned around, and all I hear him say is, you want to watch? I said, no, bro, I'm good. And, man, it was terrible.
Did you know the guy pretty well?
Yeah, and after they broke up, this was just a young time thing, and 5 years ago.
What, did you just see him randomly?
Yeah, he'd come up and ran into him in Klamath Falls. That's where it's from. And then ran into him up here in Tacoma. He was living here for a while. And then he went back to Alaska, and somebody killed him with a hatchet.
Someone did what?
Killed him with a hatchet.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, I guess you won't be seeing him anymore.
No.
I'm guessing that happened about 5 years ago.
Yes.
Do you know why someone killed him? Was he in a fight? Did someone just lose their mind? What the hell happened?
So it was up in Alaska, and somebody just walked in and just started beating him with a hatchet.
Huh. That's crazy.
And guy just got sentenced to life or whatever up there and stuff. So, yeah, it's just crazy. He was a pretty cool dude. So.
I was going to say, my sister, not so much my brother, but my sister always seemed to date kind of like S-hooks.
Sure.
For whatever reason. But she really had one cool boyfriend. And I kind of I bonded with him. I was like, all right, finally, thank God. A couple months ago later, they're not together. I was like, what happened? I broke up with him. Well, why did you break up with that guy? I kind of like somebody else. Like, not another one of these D-bags.
Was it another D-bag?
It was another D-bag.
Of course. What's her type?
Well, I know
if
that.
that's what she likes.
I know that, but like, it's kind of weird. It's not really, not like your brother-in-law or anything like that. It's not that level of thing. But like,
still,
you got one. Like, this is a cool dude. Like, he likes you. Like, he treats you decently. Like, what in the hell, man? Like, why would you dump that? That's like saying, like, I don't know. I don't want that lobster. I'd rather just eat this little tiny piece of rice. Right. I mean, why did you give that up?
Is she with anyone now? In other words, does her choice in dudes stay the same?
It's the same
really?
guy, and he freeloads off of her, yeah.
So she just likes to douchebags.
For
whatever reason.
I don't know what the deal is.
Is it one of those deals where it's like, I can fix them?
He looks like Mac Miller. I mean, that's
Mac Miller, the rapper?
Yeah, that's the only redeeming.
I get it.
Yeah, exactly. Then there's your answer.
But he's just kind
and she still lives in West Virginia, right?
She's in Pittsburgh.
Oh, well, even more close. Mac, right.
Yeah, everybody there looks like Mac Miller, apparently, because he looks spot on like him.
That's kind of awesome. I kind of want to meet him now. I know it's not Mac Miller, but
you look like him.
Do you follow her on Facebook? Are you guys?
I'm not friends with her.
Okay, all right. I'm sure they have pictures.
The way you said that almost sounds insulting.
You know what? I'm looking it up right now.
Well, if you do, they'll send a friend request on your behalf if you start looking at her pictures. Apparently,
all right,
on Facebook, yeah.
Do it, Ted. Just so you can see this Mac Miller lookalike.
When did
I like that? That's the entire purpose of this, so that Ted can look at a dude who looks like Mac Miller that's dating your sister in Pittsburgh.
Yes,
right.
Can we be friends?
I mean, do they live in Frick Park?
My cousin Bobby, he looks exactly like Mac Miller. I don't know what's in the water there. Everybody looks like Mac Miller.
Is it like a style or something?
Do you know, like, you can recognize someone from Baltimore just based on their looks?
Baltimore, Philly.
Especially if they have the eyes are real far apart. Like,
that's East Baltimore.
There's a couple telltale signs. Like, you look at somebody and go, oh, yeah, they're from Baltimore. Like, the chemicals definitely got to them.
Like, if you look like Everlast, you're from Philly, right? That's the guarantee.
The problem is, Miles, I have to navigate to like your ex-wife's Facebook onto your daughters to try to find your sister.
So that he can find the guy that looks like Mac Miller.
There's two ex-wives.
I know. Well, I was trying to be nice.
How many? Well, wasn't going to be at that wedding. Yeah, he wasn't there.
All right.
Yeah. We'll find Mac.
We'll find Mac Miller. It's not even Mac Miller.
I know, but now he's Mac Miller.
When did you or someone else come in at the exact worst moment? 206-803-ROCK.
Imagine you're looking at a balancing scale with everything you do for other people on one side and everything you do for yourself on the other side. If it isn't balanced, maybe it's time to spend a little more time on you. And therapy is a great place to start. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist online who can help you find that balance and stick to it. Visit BetterHelp.com/positive to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/positive.
9.9 KISW. The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill.
People are sharing their most horrifying getting walked in on during sex stories. I was about 18 or so, and I was hooking up with my stepsister's friend when my dad knocked on my door. The friend and I stopped, and my dad popped his head in and asked if I was going anywhere tomorrow. I replied no. Then he left. Next day, I said, "What was that all about?" He replied, "Well, I heard what you were doing. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't your stepsister."
Oh, Jesus.
Thanks, Dad. Ow. I was a housekeeper in a hotel, walked in on a few people. I always knocked and called out first, but I think some people just like getting caught. Some of these times included men performing solo acts. Here's one I'll try to dance around. My high school girlfriend and I were doing a little karaoke in my truck in her parents' driveway. We didn't know where to put everything, at the end there. So I discreetly looked around and opened the door and finished in the driveway. The house across the street was having the roof replaced, and the whole crew of roofers saw me do that in the driveway. When I was in my teens, my grandparents had a hot tub that was inside an enclosed sunroom. The door from their bedroom opened right next to where it was situated. Well, I was having sex with my girlfriend and working on... the door was about 2 feet away open, and I made eye contact with my granddad. Just as I was licking my girlfriend's breast, he coughed and said, excuse me, and then closed the door.
God.
When did you or someone else come in at the exact worst moment? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Don. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, fellas.
Hola.
Man, I've been waiting to call in with this story for years.
All right, what do you got?
All right, so when I was about 13 or so, I got up from bed, went down to use the restroom, and I thought I could hear something out back moving around in their backyard. So I kind of paused and next thing I hear is, well, my stepmother moaning, if you will. And so I think I freaked out, and I bumped the door or something. And before I get back upstairs, my dad flung that bedroom door open and said, "What the hell are you doing?" And I looked down. There it is, fully erect.
Oh God!
It was even glistening.
The fact that you remember that is awful.
Glistening.
Yeah, you comb your hair off that thing, man.
Glistening in the dark. He didn't even take time to wipe it off or anything. He just came straight out.
How long did you have to talk to him with this glistening penis?
He basically said, "What the hell are you doing?" And I went, and he said, "Go back to your room," thankfully. And I ran back upstairs. And
yeah.
We never talked about it, but I like telling everyone about it.
Right.
Fair enough.
Dad, you and I don't have to talk about it. I'm telling everyone I know.
Right.
I like that he added glistening. Glistening.
When did you or someone else come in at the exact worst moment? 206-803-ROCK.
I told you it's very rare that I would send a D pic.
Yeah.
But somebody requested one, and I was like, sure. Like, all right. But I had to get up a level of,
excellent
showmanship.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I sent it, and that was the exact reaction. Why is it so shiny?
Not like, ooh, that's hot. Not, see you later.
Why was it so? Was it the flash? What did it have?
I had to give it a little
sheen.
Yeah.
Before
we had to eat. We had to get a little non-friction going.
Yeah. I get it, man. Look, if you're like a bodybuilder, right? They baby oil themselves before they go out there and do their flex.
Yeah.
Ted was just doing the same thing.
I see.
But you must have overdone it if the only comment you get from a D-pic is, why is it so shiny? Should have told her.
Yeah, and that's one of those ones. She was at work and worked in a salon. And then it was like every time I saw her friends, like, oh, they all know exactly what it is.
I call it Tony Fatless.
Here's Ted's shiny penis. Look at that.
When did you or someone else come in at the exact worst moment? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Larry. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. So, a few years ago, I was working in North Dakota, and I'm just going to say his last name is Smith because it's kind of an embarrassing one. He comes back on a Monday and in a weird mood, and come to find out I think it was 18 and 16-year-old boys and their friends were in the loft above the garage touching themselves all at the same time.
Oh, God, man.
I know. And he's like, yeah, it's kind of a shameful weekend at the Smith house.
I'll call it the Smith house.
You're killing Ted right now.
Yeah. Oh, the Johnson house.
The Johnson.
That's more apropos.
It's the second most popular name. Sorry, Brett.
But they're doing it at the same time. Did you ask him, man, why do you think your kids were doing it together? To me, it's very much a solo thing.
That's what I would think, but with their buddies, too. They're all sitting on couches next to each other and watching the TV, and he's like, yeah, I couldn't make eye contact for the rest of the weekend.
Oh, trust me, man.
Maybe they were all watching porn.
No, look, man, I've sat down, and it's weird, when we first, well, not that we got a VCR, but when I stole the VCR from Chi-Chi's, obviously the first movie that goes in is a porn. And it's weird enough just watching a porn with a group of dudes, but all of us kept our pants on. Like, no one openly... Now, I'm sure when the porn ended, we all went our separate ways and hooked up our business, but I never thought, yo, Leon, Tony, you mind if I just drop my pants, man, and go to town on this?
Hey, look, I do remember 12, 11 years old, being in a Boy Scout situation. We're on a 7-day backpacking trip, and one kid's like, he pulled me aside, he said, can I talk to you? And I was like, yeah. He's like, hey, is it okay if I sleep in your tent tonight? And I was like, and they were 4-man tents.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, man, what's the deal? Because we had 3 people in ours. I was like, all right, but I didn't want to give up the room because really a 4-man tent's good enough for 2 people. I don't care how old you are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what's going on? He's like, Timmy just won't stop, beating it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, he beats it every night. And I'm like, right beside you? And he's like, yeah.
He just couldn't.
And I was like, you got to be kidding me. So, of course, I walked in and be like, what are you doing, man? Like, what are you doing? He's like, what? And I'm like, are you, in the tent with everybody beside you sleeping? He's like, well, yeah, they're all asleep. I'm like, they're not all asleep.
Right? They know what you're doing.
They're not all asleep. No, they're not.
God.
When did you or someone else come in at the exact worst moment? 206-803-ROCK.
The problem is, at that age, once you discover it, you're trying all the time.
Well, yeah.
You are,
also,
but again...
it's a week. So even at that age...
Once I discovered it, I could not go a week without doing it. Like at that age, there's no.
Oh, no chance.
I mean, it's your new shiny car. It's like, this is the greatest thing I've ever discovered.
Or like Ted's shiny penis.
Yeah, Ted Shiny. Well, somebody here says the first D pic I ever sent to my girlfriend was in high school. Her first reaction wasn't, oh, wow. It was, wow, you have a really pronounced, we'll just say tip.
Oh, all right.
Again, like.
So she's seen a few. When did you or someone else come in at the exact worst moment? 206-803-ROCK.
That's smaller than a regular penis, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh man, I had one of those. Golly. So, and it was a weird moment to bust someone, but it wasn't really like anybody else. You have a girlfriend, you have a boyfriend, but that doesn't necessarily mean at those young ages when you're in high school or whatever, you're necessarily always loyal or you're just learning to date and all that stuff. So, at one point in time, I'm hooking up with my girlfriend, and I don't know if the light was hitting it right or whatever, and she says, "Man, you actually do have a pretty big penis." And I was like, and I said, "I thought you've only seen mine." And she went, "Well, yeah, I'm like, "Oh, okay, I see what's going on here. I see. Okay, you've seen more than one penis then, you liar." When did you or someone else come right? It's like why would my expectations be there anyway?
Because you're an idiot.
But she told me that. Like, I've only been with you. I'm like, all right, well, I don't care.
Yeah, I would say the same thing if I'm going to get laid.
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't looking at like 20 of them.
Right, exactly. I was like,
I never had to just like
you've seen like
yeah, we didn't hook up, but I saw the lineup.
It's like, Jesus. When did you or someone else come in at the exact worst moment? 206-803-ROCK.
It's the truth, Mike. Not everybody in the lineup's guilty and goes to jail, but they're in the lineup.
Right. I've still seen all of it.
You got to study the horses before the race.
Yeah, exactly.
You can walk down by him if you want.
Hello, Rex. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hola.
Rex, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. What was the exact? Yeah, go ahead.
So I was probably about like 15, 16 years old, still living with my mom, of course. And it's just me and my mom because she's a single mother raising me. But I walked out to the kitchen one morning because I heard her rattling around being loud. And I come out to her in just her shirt gown that she sleeps in, with the shirt pulled up, wiping away at herself because it's her time of the month.
He says, where was she? Hang on.
Hold on, I gotta get one of these things.
Once again, bedroom callers, here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio. Sucker, mother, and please keep those words in mind when calling. Now, back to the program.
All right, Rex, no more F-bombs.
My bad.
Now, we understand, but I got to ask, why would she do that in the kitchen?
So she was under the impression I was at a friend's house the night before, and apparently she didn't take care of her hygienics before going to bed, so she just assumed she was home alone, doing what she does best, I guess.
I mean, I know people do things in the kitchen, like drink out of the milk carton and all that, but I would be shocked if I came home and my wife's standing in the kitchen cleaning up because she's on her period. Like, baby, we have a bathroom.
After 11 o'clock, I'm typically not in my kitchen if I'm not naked.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, because I've probably already gone to bed at like 10, 10:30. I'm laying there, and half the time when I'm home, I'm naked.
Well, sure.
But that's a problem with
But
the
when you
blinds
have
and,
your kids around, that's
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I used to sleep naked, and then the kids got to the age where they climb into bed with you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put something on there because you cannot control what you're going to wake up to every morning. And it bothered me.
Yeah.
So, trust me, I would love to be naked, but I think the kids would object.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, I say it all the time. I'm a mesh shorts guy.
I said, tell my daughter last night, baby, please button the top button of your pajamas. What? Because your boobs keep falling out and we're trying to play cards. Dad, don't dad me. Put your boobs away, man. Damn.
I went to dinner the other night with my daughter, and she's basically just wearing a bikini. I'm sitting across from her, and it's like, dude, I'm trying to eat some pasta, man. When did you or someone else come in at the exact worst moment? 206-803-ROCK.
You want to go to him?
Sure.
Do it?
Oh, yeah. Why the hell not?
Oh, boy. We now beam our satellites probably to Ballard and welcome in Mike from Mike's Chili Parlor. What's going on, Mike?
Not much, but I just put my man boobs away, so all good.
Thank you. Top button, top.
What's happening down at the Chili today?
Nice little day, kicking out some chili, some ice cold beer, prepping for Sunday, man. I've been out back checking out the chili bowl, and it's getting really pretty for you boys.
How many pounds of sausage did you buy from Uli, did you tell me?
Oh, man, I showed up. Uli himself showed up today, so that was awesome.
Oh, nice.
I I never met Uli before. What a guy.
Was he much
super
bigger
guy.
than you thought he would be?
Yes.
That's a big dude.
Taller for sure. That is a big dude, is right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I bought 91 pounds of men's room sausage from Uli today.
Damn. And I see you got a shipment of beer, too, huh?
Now, did Uli show up in a car or did he show up on his motorcycle?
I did not look, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
I
bet it was his motorcycle.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't his motorcycle.
All right.
But he was headed to Polsbo, so who knows? Maybe his boat.
Did you find the cornhole stuff?
I got cornhole ready to go. Got the bar set up. It's looking pretty out there. I'm telling you, it's nice out there right now.
Now, deep down, are you irritated that you're going to be open on a Sunday after 100 years of setting the precedent? And now you got to work on a Sunday.
You know what? For you guys, anything. Nothing annoys me about you guys.
Okay, but how many times have you actually...
You can tell he's not married to us.
Other than like some kind of...
Not yet, anyway, right?
Right, but other than like some kind of private party, I mean, when growing up, do you ever remember the Chili being open on a Sunday?
Well, I'm gonna have to spoil this for you, as a matter of fact. But for 40 years of my life, Chili always closed. We always did Sunday family dinner. I had a kid that worked for me for a little bit that wanted to work more. We started opening on Sundays for like a little minute, and it was right when the Seahawks got good. So we were open for like a 5-year period on Sundays, just from noon to 6, nice and easy, catch the Hawks game. But since COVID, we have not been open on Sundays, and I think for me, my family, for the thing, it's just a better plan in general to have a Sunday of hanging out with the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
We've got, we do that every Sunday. We all go to service.
Yeah, of course. Right?
Yes,
We're
exactly.
known for that.
But we got Stone Evergreen Travelers. You said you got a DJ who's coming to also spin some hits. And do we have Jell-O shots?
We got Jell-O shots. We got lots of men's room beer. We got some other Elysian. We got an Elysian IPA coming in. Got some nice, easy drinking, Budweiser beers, and we're working with the Budweiser folks for all this thing, and the Elysian folks. It's going to be outstanding, and I'm looking forward to hearing this band. And the fact of the matter is, you are 4 guys that have faces for radio, really. So the fact that the people get to see you is going to be awesome.
They might not eat.
It's going to be the highlight of their year.
Highly disappointing.
Or it'll ruin their appetite.
Yeah,
so when you say you have Jell-O shots, how many different flavors?
I'm the pot calling the kettle black on that one. So,
how many different flavors of Jell-O shots do you have?
Oh man, that is. You know what? Let me find out right now.
I can hear the door opening.
What we're doing here?
Because anyone who has Jell-O shots.
Jell-O shots are we going to have? 2 flavors, and what are they going to be? Grape and cherry.
Oh, grape and cherry. You can't go wrong.
No, you really can't. Purple and red are always safe colors with Jell-O.
Nice and easy, right? Yeah, yellow, you never know, right?
And you're going to open the Chili Bowl in the back, because the Chili Parlor is going to be closed on Sunday. So the actual physical building, we're going to be in the back in the big back lot behind the building.
Yeah, we're going to be in the Chili Bowl in the back lot. The bar inside is going to be closed. We're going to come in through the patio, head in the back, and it's going to be private. Not private, but it's going to be our own little party in the back. It's going to be awesome. It's a super cool area. And let me tell you that, I think when people get back there, they'll be going, are we not in the city anymore? It's going to feel like you're in a cool area that's not in the city. It's kind of super back there, and the acoustics are awesome, and it's just going to be great.
Yeah, I was telling them, Mike, right? I came by last year for, what was that, your 100th anniversary party, and we had the cover band, the Chili Peppers cover band.
The Chili Pepper cover band, yeah.
But he's right. As soon as I got back there, you're like, holy yes, this is awesome. You have no idea, the road's right there. It's he's right. So you're your own private area. It's awesome.
Ted, you've said that. Miles said that very recently. I've not been back there yet. I've obviously been to Mike's Chili, but I haven't been in the back. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, because it's gotten very, very, very good reviews.
2:00. So people can come starting at 2. Even the event starts at 3. Is that what we're understanding?
Yeah. We're going to open the doors at 2, get people rolling in, hopefully, and then you guys are going to start doing your thing, and 3, and then I don't know how the music's all going to go. I think I'm going to leave it up to Ryan to be the
master,
orchestrator of everything.
Let him do it all.
We're not going to pay attention to anything, because our thing is drinking. Are you going to drink with us, man?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Right.
Allegedly, you know.
Also, Mike, I don't want to scare you, but some of the Seafair pirates are going to come by.
Well, you know, luckily as a local Seattleite, I have some friends who are Seafair pirates, and they've already given me a little bit of heads up that Ted invited them.
So yeah.
It wasn't the guys invited them; it was Ted invited them.
Well, I ran into them at a bar early Saturday, and I was like, "Dude, just come over to Mike's with us next Sunday."
Well, they're on your tab, pal. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Yeah. All right, Mike. We'll see you Sunday. I'll be good. You know, I might even pop in tonight and watch that Mariners O's game if you're going to be around. You going to be there?
Oh yeah. We'll be around. Yeah, I'll be around a little bit. Yeah.
All right,
I'm
cool.
sticking around. All right. Cheers, boys.
See you,
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to Sunday.
All right, Sunday, Mike. Thanks, Mike. For the Men's Room World Tour, stop number 4. That happens Sunday from 3 until 6 at Mike's Chili Parlor in Ballard. At the bowl in the back, we'll have the Men's Room Original Ale, the Men's Room Original Sausage. Ted, you'll be happy to know, as I told Mike, I was like, look, just don't only serve Men's Room Original Ale. If people want to buy it, that's fine.
Yeah.
Let's have some Rainiers. Let's have some, IPAs. Let's have some all kinds of different beers.
Got to pound out some
Jell-O
light
shots.
domestic macros.
And it's going to be warm, so that might come in handy.
Mixed drinks are going to be served. You can buy shots. You can buy wine. You can buy all that stuff.
And Jell-O shots. Always a nice touch.
And plus music from Stoned Evergreen Travelers, a DJ. It's absolutely free, by the way, if you're 21 years of age or older. You have to be 21 to get
You got to be 21. Also, with the Jell-O shots, people, be grown-ups. Use your tongue.
I'm a finger guy.
I had one the other night. I had one the other night.
I don't really do Jell-O shots, but yeah, I'm a finger dude, man.
The way they make them there, I had one the other night. That bad boy popped out clean, and there was not a remnant of Jell-O left. It was just one solid piece of shot.
He needs to run a master class.
I'm just saying, I could teach anybody. I'm team tongue.
Team tongue?
Oh, yeah.
You're not team finger?
Simple.
Ladies, if you saw that, you'd be lining up for him right now.
What, do you rim it with your tongue?
Yeah.
See, I rim it with my finger.
I do too.
Yeah, but then you got Jell-O on your finger.
I know Ted gave us grief for sitting. I almost said the name of the bar. Really, man? You can use your finger like Ted. Yes. Why do you care? God damn it.
Men's Room World Tour, stop number 4. Hopefully you'll stop by at Mike's Chili Parlor. It's been open for 100 years, and Ballard will be there from 3 till 6. It's going to be a great time. All right, Ted versus the FCC coming up. You are listening to the Men's Room.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey there, everybody. I'm Melvin Robert from the TV show Extra. Every day on our show, we talk to the biggest celebrities and the biggest newsmakers around. We get exclusive details about hookups and breakups, baby news, and the behind-the-scenes info from your favorite TV shows and movies. But we can only fit so much on our show. That's where Extra the podcast comes in. Listen and follow Extra the podcast and Odyssey Podcast on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Coming up, we'll drink a toast to the weekend with a shot of the day that is Bad Choice Friday.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday.
It's Bad Choice Friday.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday.
Hey, man, this is your fault. Come on.
And today is a 50-year celebration, the silver anniversary of hip-hop. Matter of fact, they're celebrating it right now on our sister station, Hot 103.7.
But don't listen.
And they'll be doing that all day. Count down the top 50 greatest hip-hop songs of all time. So we stole a couple. I went into Eric Powers' office and said, man, what two should we pit against each other?
And he said, get out of my goddamn office.
He said, how about the notorious B.I.G.?
I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call a Crip, same number, same hood. It's all good. And if you don't know, now you know.
This is on our station, too. I put this one on.
It is.
Yeah. And on the Men's Room channel on the Odyssey app.
Yeah. And it doesn't say, you know.
Yeah, it's the real version.
Yeah. Notorious B.I.G. and Juicy taking on the Sugar Hill Gang.
The hip me do the hip hop, you don't stop the rocker to the bang bang boogie. Say up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie beat. Now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat.
Now, you said you knew all the words to Juicy at one point in time, Ted. I'm pretty sure that everybody that I knew all the words to Rapper's Delight.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, it's a long song, but everybody knew all the words to the song when I was growing up there. Sugar Hill Gang and Rapper's Delight taking on the Notorious B.I.G. and Juicy. Vote now if you follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live. All right, do we have time for a few emails now from the Men's Room at KISW.com?
You've got mail.
You've got mail. And we'll do one from today's question. When did you or someone else come in at the exact worst moment? Guys, my mom walked in on me and my sister's best friend doing the deed. She yelled at me. My dad called me the next day while he was at work and said, "Nice work." That from Paul. As we move on to the birthday shout-outs. Hey guys, Coop Cooper here. Just wanted to get my son Grayson Monkey Butt Cooper a birthday shout-out. He is 9 and would like Coach Ted to give him advice on his last year in single digits. Maybe the captain letting him know about the rocky shores of life. And Miles with some dad jokes. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
A lot of people turning 9. You got to focus, man. You got to focus in and concentrate. Because next year when you're 10, you're going to be expected to do things. Make dinner. Clean the dishes. Walk the dog. Drive to school. Have fun this year at 9.
Drive to school.
Yep.
Next year.
Double digits. Things happen. All right. It's going to get serious. So enjoy it this year, son.
Ooh, well, ahoy there. Congratulations on turning 9 years old. You know, when the old Capitan was 9 years old, I befriended a little tiger cub that grew up to be known as Tony the Tiger. The two of us said, you know what our dream is at 9 years old? Knowing that next year we'll be 10. Let's create our own cereal brands. And that's what we did. And we fully expect next year on your birthday to tell us all about your brand new cereal. And no matter what you do, it'll be healthier than Crunch Berries. Crunch Berries.
All right, Dad Joke Friday. What's the difference between me and a calendar?
What's the difference between you and a calendar?
Calendar has dates.
Oh.
Damn.
What do you call a fat psychic?
Fat psychic. What do you call a fat psychic?
A fortune teller.
Wow.
And by the way, guys, I was fired from the calendar factory.
Why?
They told me I missed too many days. Yeah, Joe Friendly. Guys, my son Declan is turning 11. Can you please get him a cat fart and Coach Ted telling him about the meaning of life as an 11-year-old? He loves building old gaming consoles, modding them, and he also loves junk food.
Damn.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right, I like that you're building and modding these game consoles. First of all, play some Duck Hunt. You'll learn to hate that dog when you miss the ducks. That's what Coach grew up on. Second of all, play some Super Mario Brothers. After that, man, you want to know the meaning of life? Well, listen, son, you're 11. Luckily, you don't have to know it. All you got to do is focus on getting good grades, playing those games, and on the weekend when Dad allows it, eat some junk food. Tonight's your birthday. Oh, get that burger.
Hola, Micholos. I want to give my fiance Holly a very happy birthday shout out. Can she get all of the fish sandwiches? And Coach Ted giving her advice on what to do now that she's the big 3-0. Thanks and rock on, guys. That from Angry Andy.
Can I get
a filet of fish sandwich?
So you know I got
I'll have a fish sandwich.
Oh, brother, can I have a fish sandwich? With the cheese and the tartar on the side.
I'll order a fish sandwich.
Is it too early for a fish sandwich? Cheese and tartar on the side. Yeah. I smell the fish sandwich. Maybe some your relish in the morning, at noon, and at night.
Can I buy you a fish sandwich?
Though you don't want a fish sandwich?
Now, Holly, I'm not going to lie to you. You're a woman, so you probably already have been doing it. But now that you're 30, you get to judge all those girls in their 20s.
Yeah.
Look at those whores. What is she wearing?
What?
Is that even a shirt?
Have fun. I always love when that happens. My wife's like, oh my God, look at her over there with her boobs spilling out. Like, step ahead of you, baby. I am looking at that.
Yeah, right, like, I got to stop looking.
Yes, I do see that. Yes, I do.
These sunglasses come in handy. All the Macholos, I want to give a birthday shout out to my beautiful pregnant wife, Kelly. We are expecting our first kid next month. So can I please get the captain explaining how great parenthood really is, and Ozzy Ted talking about that first drink after the baby is born. Thanks, guys, and rock on. That from Tim and Olive.
Ooh, well, ahoy there. Congratulations on the child on the way, but El Capitan wouldn't personally know about parenthood, but Tony the Tiger, he actually has a whole litter of little kids, but they're not tigers, they're ligers. It's a cross between lions and tigers because Tony, freak that he has a thing for lions. In fact, he was banned from AMC theaters when he was caught masturbating during The Lion King. He has a thing for Nala. Grunge bears.
Nala?
Nala.
Hey, Teddy from Melbourne. Hey, I see your wife's pregnant. So you're wondering how that first beer is going to taste. Ice cold, delicious. Now, the hard part is getting the cooler in the room. The doctor's going to say you shouldn't have that in here. You tell that doctor to piss off.
Jesus.
I mean, right? Can you imagine? You guys have been in there, like the baby comes out, just like, cheers!
Mazel tov!
Hell yeah, brother!
Macholos, I love y'all. Been listening for 15 years now. Can't believe I actually made it to 40 years old, but here we are. All I want is some advice from Coach Ted on what I should do to prepare for 40, and maybe the Dirty Germans on what they do in their 40s. Oh, yeah, my name is Jonathan, a.k.a. Big Hawk. Go Hawks.
I mean, look, 40's not that much different than what you've been doing the last few years, but here's a couple pieces of advice. Number one, you want the giant-sized bottles of Advil? Think recovery time's going to be down. Things are going to hurt. Sometimes you get up on a Wednesday morning. You didn't do anything Tuesday night, but it hurts. Number two, we got to prioritize sleep. All right? We need restful sleep. You got to get that going. Then after that, you just got to get prepared as you'll start saying old man things, and can't help it. They just come out of your mouth.
Yeah, speaking of coming out of your mouth, but I'll stop there. Yeah, in my 40s. Yeah, in my 40s, I discovered a thing called tantric masturbation. That's when you can masturbate without using your hands. You can do it anywhere, anytime. You can be sitting for a police interview. But yeah, I'm like, ooh, I'm feeling tingly downstairs.
Macholos, it's my boss Willie's birthday today. Not sure how old you are, bitch, but happy birthday, dude. Him and the other owners are taking me on a fishing trip to Alaska in a week.
They're going to kill you, man.
So can we have the Dirty Germans tell him what's going to happen with 5 guys alone in a cabin for a week? Dealer's choice on some sound bites as well, Mike. Thanks, guys. That from Sam the Fishman.
Let's see here.
Chestnut!
Uh-oh, look out. Yeah, you said that it's going to be... Yeah, 5 guys in Alaska. I assume you're not talking about the restaurant, but I get the feeling that nevertheless you'll still be eating meat.
Yeah, I'm just worried that you're going to find out, number one, why his name is Willie. And you're going to find out why he's the boss.
Yeah, it's just a nickname. His name is Gary, but they call him Willie.
Yeah. So you want to see it?
Wasn't that the name in, what was that, the Goonies? Was it One-Eyed Willie?
One-Eyed Willie.
Yeah. Penis euphemisms, anyone?
I feel like every beach town, right,
One-Eyed Willie.
There's got to be a One-Eyed Willie's, drinking bar.
Willie's Wet Bar.
Yeah. Red Eyes.
Red-Eyed Willie.
We've been to Red Eyes.
Oh, yeah. Boo, bitches. Today, I want to send a birthday shout-out to my amazing son, Dan. To celebrate his 41st year of great adventure, can I please get for him a big fat rhino fart and all of you talking all over yourselves about how it feels to be the absolute best son on the planet. Happy birthday, Dan. Lots of love. That from Mom. Well, as far as being
he's going to be the best son. All you have to do is be me. It's just that Shorty's smarter and all that kind of thing. Because Shorty's ugly, it doesn't matter, right? He can never be as cool as me. So that's all you got to do, man.
Yeah, he's done a lot of good stuff.
Done it every time.
Support it.
Please help me celebrate my husband's second 21st birthday. For those roll accounting, yeah, he's 42. So how about some dad jokes from Miles, some thrill shotgun gets, and the Dirty Germans talking about getting older. It is a Dad Joke Friday. Okay. Do you know why they don't have AI in New Jersey?
Why don't they have AI?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they got AO. Did you hear about the actor who broke his leg on stage?
No.
Good thing is he's still in the cast. And why did the pharmacist walk on her tiptoes?
Why did the pharmacist walk on her tiptoes?
She didn't want to wake the sleeping pills. Dad joke, right? What else do we have to do there?
What else did he have in there?
Shotgun gets in Germans.
Get. Yeah, you want to know what you're going to do when you get older? Have less sexy time and not last as long.
Yeah. So you know what's the other funny thing about getting older is if you're like us, you've always been creepy. So they don't have to throw in the word old.
Yeah, finally you become the creepy old man, not this creepy man. Somehow it's more acceptable.
Jesus Christ. Guys, I want to wish my mom a very happy 48th birthday, a wonderful mom to me and my brothers, and is the reason why I listen to you guys in the first place. How about some random fish sandwiches, some dad jokes there from Miles and the captain talking about delivering newspapers. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
I'll have a fish sandwich.
A fillet of fish sandwich.
And I'll buy you a fish sandwich.
You want to get a fish sandwich?
Dad joke Friday.
Though you don't want a fish sandwich?
I wanted to buy a pair of camouflage pants.
Couldn't find them.
Couldn't find it.
Yep.
Why are people reluctant to visit the homes of courtroom artists?
Why?
Because they live in sketchy neighborhoods.
All right.
And what did Smokey the Bear say after several flower shops burned down?
What?
Only you can prevent florist fires.
Ooh, well, ahoy there. You know, it's funny you bring up delivery papers because among us mascots, delivery papers is code for forming a human centipede. Crunch Bears.
All right, guys, here you go.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Thank you, Bob. A couple extra emails here. The subject, Mike's Chili Parlor.
Mike's Chili Parlor.
That is the Men's Room World Tour stop number 4 this Sunday from 3 until 6. Good morning, Miles. Just curious what time Mike's stores open up this Sunday for your function. Myself and my wife are going to try to make it up there from University Place for a well-deserved beer. Thanks, man, and have a great day. That's from our buddy Robert. The doors open at 2. Festivities start at 3. And
That's
Chili
right.
Parlor down in Ballard. Hopefully you can stop by and see us on Sunday. What else we got here? That might be a little heavy for Friday. Let's go with the poop story. Olabacholos and liquor pudding. I was catching up on the podcast on the Odyssey app and heard various poop tales. Mine goes something like this. It was just as COVID was starting. I had just flown home from the Navy Reserve training in Seal Beach. Shortly after getting home, I began to feel ill, almost as violent as food poisoning. I puked most of the first night to the point it was just dry heaving. In the middle of the night, I sprinted to the bathroom again. It was so quick, I did not have time to consider I may be becoming the double-headed dragon. As I heaved, I felt a little something leave my backside. At least I thought it was a little. After heaving, I turned on the light in the bathroom to see the damage. To my horror, I looked to the wall behind me. The mess started completely level from where my backside would have been pointed while heaving, which was at least 3 feet off the ground behind me. It covered the wall in a swath approximately 2 feet across before pooling on the bathroom floor. In keeping with the pudding topic, I wanted to make sure you guys know about the Brick Saloon in Roslyn, Washington.
All right.
I'm sure they like that connotation.
They have frozen pudding shots and are delicious. Plus, it's got the cool running trough underneath the bar if you happen to be a chewing tobacco guy. Belly buttons and butts, that from Greg the Island Cop.
You know what? If I went to that bar, I'd throw a dip in.
That is a great bar.
I'm just saying, like, you can you still just spit?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yes. I mean, as long as
that's freedom.
As long as the water's running. Yeah,
all right.
As long as I got it on. I'm normally in there for breakfast, so typically they don't have to go on. Gentlemen, I listen to you guys on the Odyssey app and have a great poop story.
On the Odyssey app?
Yeah, Odyssey app. Growing up, my two brothers and I had a weird fascination for poop as kids. Growing up, we also had a cat that was not only an outdoor cat, because every time it came inside, it pooped on someone's bed. One day, my middle brother thought it would be funny to poop on my bed. Our dad quickly found out about it and confronted my brothers. Then quickly, they blamed the cat. My dad's response was, there is no physical way that a cat can produce something like that. I still have many, many more poop stories, like my brother pooping in the road so cars would run over it, to pooping outside into a window. All right, I think it's time that we went back in time to the last time that we played Ted versus the FCC. So if we could, let's go back in time.
The cat punt can't cut punts. The punts can't cat put cuts. The pants can't cut pat puts. The puts cut can't pant butts.
3 times fast.
The cat punt can't cut punts. The punts can't cat putt cuts. The pants can't cut pat putts. The putts can't or cat cut can't punt. Go butts.
1.
The cat punt can't cut punts. The punts can't cat putt.
Not good. Let's try it again.
And now, everyone's favorite daytime game show, where one person could lose $325,000 and their job, or win and walk away with nothing.
I totally forgot.
Time for Ted versus the FCC.
I totally forgot we were going to redo the one from last week. Why were we up so late last time?
I don't know. And I feel bad now because originally we were going to sing Kumbaya with orphaned puppies.
Yeah.
But instead, Ted, we worked diligently until at least 3:30.
All right. Thought maybe you guys were up watching the Women's World Cup. Sweden got through.
Bro, we didn't have time to watch the Women's World Cup. We were working, all right?
Oh, you see what that is right there?
That is a crisp. No, it's not really crisp.
It's a $20 bill.
That is a $20 bill, though.
I know you might want to spend this at Mike's Chili Parlor.
I was about to say.
On Sunday.
When I win, I'm bringing that on Sunday.
Best beer value for the weekend compared to where you're going. Like with all your events and stuff. That's going to be, you can buy maybe 3 beers with that.
I'm going to buy Jell-O shots with it.
Exactly. You can buy a lot of Jell-O shots with that.
Yep. For me and my crew.
I'm going to try to get through this one. I truly believe that this is one of the most difficult Ted versus the FCCs that I've ever had to read before handing it off to Ted. It's just, it's hard. And it's from our loyal listener, Zachary, the Will Smith guy. And it goes something like this. We good on the dump button, by the way, in case I mess this up.
We're all right.
The cat punt can't cut punts. The punts can't cat put cuts. The pants can't cut pat puts. The puts cut can't pant butts. The way we do Ted versus the FCC is you need to read that 1 time through, then 3 times fast.
All right. The cat punt can't cut punts. The punts can't cat put cuts. The pants can't cut pat putts. The putts cut can't pant butts.
3 times fast.
The cat punt can't cut punts. The punts can't cat put cuts. The pants can't cut pat putts. The pets cut can't pants butts.
1.
The cat punt can't cut pants punts. The punts can't cat put cuts. The pants can't cut pat punts. The putts cut can't pants butts.
2.
The cat punt can't cut punts. The punts can't cat punt cuts. The pants.
Wow.
Let's go.
Get the hell out of here. Mike's Chili Parlor in Ballard on Sunday. Drinks on Ted.
And they stay there.
John Day's coming up.
Walk the dogs, school drop-off, meetings from 10 to 3, take kids to soccer, then no time left for a jog.
When everyone else is relying on you, it's easy to put your needs last. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist online, so you can show up for yourself the way you do for others. Visit BetterHelp.com/positive to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/positive.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up next, we'll drink a toast for the shower of the day and the weekend. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check-in with Mike Hart. Some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, 76% of people feel overwhelmed by their family messes.
Well, yeah, because family messes are not always, most of the time stupid, but you still have to see it through.
Correct.
In fact, my parents, because when I was growing up, we moved around a lot. And my parents, neither of them lived where they were born, right? Mm-hmm. So I didn't think people did that. Then I found out I was the weird one. Most people stick pretty close to the homestead. So I asked my parents, why did you guys both move away? And family drama is basically it.
Gotcha.
Just like, yeah, we don't deal with it.
This is more talking about when you get home and your kids have not cleaned up their mess in the living room and they're their foodstuffs are all over the place. And
that drama does not overwhelm it. Hey, who left the can here? You know where it goes. Right, problem solved.
There you go.
It's that easy.
A new study found a link between prolonged...
Can't play on that iPad if the Wi-Fi is off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's my wife's go-to. I will shut down this entire freaking internet if you got right. And they still argue. And she's like, they always listen to you. I'm like, because they don't know if I'm lying or not.
That's going to be the next thing that parents start hiding from their kids. Like, kids as they grow up will never know where the Wi-Fi is, where the router's at. Because that way you can always have that trump card of just like, oh, I don't know. They must be just powering it down. Whatever.
We've pulled that lie on occasion, yes.
Sure. I mean, that for my cousins, their mom would hide the their N64. They would hide their game systems, and then they would just walk around and go find it. So right. Same thing. We're just going to hide the Wi-Fi router. Oh no! A new study found a link between prolonged use of acid reflux drugs and dementia.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah.
Wi-Fi drugs. Well, that sucks.
Right?
I get heartburn.
Is there any other way to help your acid reflux?
I mean, a lot of people say drink. It depends how severe it is for you. So some people can just drink a glass of milk, and it coats them up enough where they're good. Other people will crush some Tums. Other people need like Prilosec and all this kind of thing.
And
it depends what level you're at.
And that's the one that they're talking about.
Yeah, I was going to say, I imagine if it's like that kind of thing. So here's the thing. Your chest won't hurt, but you've gone crazy.
Indeed. Mm-hmm. There's a new ranking of the best fast food shakes.
Best fast food shakes.
Best fast food shakes.
I don't know what it's called now, but when I was growing up, it was Roy Rogers back in the day.
Hardee's.
So it is Hardee's.
Carl's Jr. here.
Their chocolate
Well, they're
shake
still Roy
was the
Rogers. They're just not. They're only in that section of the country.
Right, but it just has a different name here, but I think it's still... You know what I'm saying? Either way, their chocolate shake, hands down, unquestionable.
Gotcha.
That was the best chocolate shake I'd ever
like
had.
Dick's uses real ice cream and milk, and they blend them in front of you, and it's a great milkshake. McDonald's, I don't know what the hell they do. To me, it's a great milkshake.
Right, I don't know what it is.
If it's a milkshake, I'm down.
I think Arby's.
I don't know that I've had an Arby's.
You ever had a Jamocha shake?
Where's it for Arby's?
Yeah, that's like their signature thing.
Dude, I need to go to Arby's. Like, of all the fast food places, right? And look, I go to any of them. It doesn't matter. Arby's, to me, is the best.
And it's your spot, man. They have the meats.
They do have the meats.
Mm-hmm. Number one's actually Shake Shack's malted chocolate milkshake.
What is called Shake Shack?
Indeed.
All right. I still haven't been to one. So I can't rank it.
Right?
There's one downtown, man. We need to just make the pilgrimage.
Mike's been Mike and his girl love it.
Yeah, that's
those are delicious crinkle cut fries, aren't they, Mike?
Yes, they are. Yes, See, and I'm not a crinkle hater. I'm not a crinkle hater.
Me neither.
But those are exceptional. And what's ironic is I've been to Shake Shack several times, never gotten a shake from there, by the way.
Yeah. At Shake Shack, you never got a shake.
The burgers are on point, man.
Okay.
Last place was McDonald's' McCafe chocolate shake, which I don't mind the McCafe.
It's fine.
I know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
You know?
I know what my expectations are at McDonald's, which is a credit to McDonald's because they're consistent.
Right.
You know exactly what you're going to get. You know exactly what it's going to taste like.
Right. It's better than the gas station coffee that you could have.
Man, years ago, Miles and I had to do this thing in the morning, the interview, whatever. Either way, we're hungover. We stopped at a 7-Eleven to get coffee. Now, we still drank this coffee, but when we poured this coffee out of their pot, I mean, it was like oil.
Oh, God.
The thickness of it. It was jet black. It had probably been there for 18 hours.
Hey, it'll put pep in your step.
We were hungover enough, it didn't matter.
That's right.
But man, oh man, you couldn't suck that thing with a straw. It was, you almost had to like chew it to get it down. But you're right, man, that concentrated caffeine, like, all right, let's get it.
According to a new study, the best city for cat lovers, Orlando, Florida.
Orlando, how do they rank? I mean, How do you come up with a city that's great for cat lovers?
Great question.
Because
Ted.
most people that have your cat's indoors.
Right.
So you would just think, like, I don't know.
A place that's got a good sunny area for the cat to lay out in the sunshine and quiet. Birds that they can chitter at.
Or
But
maybe you're
you gotta keep in
insulted
mind-
less in Orlando.
Right. And in Orlando, if you have a pool, as I've swam in a pool in Orlando, like you have to have like screening around it because of all the animals.
Yes.
I can't imagine the cat laying outside. It's going to get eaten by a snake or a gator.
Kind of what I was thinking. And maybe that's why it's good for cat lovers, because just about that point where you're kind of getting bored with your cat, you get a brand new one.
You throw it outside.
Exactly. There you go, Mittens. Have
Good
fun.
luck. Yeah, good luck, Toonsis.
More of the evidence that just, as time goes, the more things change. And sometimes things that were normal 20 to 30 years ago might be considered luxuries today. Let's just get into it.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
10 things considered normal 20 to 30 years ago, but is considered a luxury now. What the hell does that even mean? What the hell is considered luxurious to you in the first place? Luxury to me as a kid was when I got my first name brand pair of high tops when I finally got into high school. Prior to that, because my mom worked at Sears, I was outfitted in the sweetest, most awful Sears brand tennis shoes for the first 14 years of my godforsaken life. Do parents even know how they destroy their children's cred with that crap? Not that I had any. Look at me. I'm like wallpaper. Nobody wants it. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Positive Friday.
Positive Friday.
Positive Friday.
He's so positive.
Thanks for reinforcing that, BD.
Oh, man. So 10 things considered normal 20 to 30 years ago, but is now considered a luxury. Photographs comes in at number 10. Says we all love our camera phones with filters that make people appear to be masters of f-stops and ISO. However, just seeing a photo grow old on a photo paper used to bring so much joy to
As
people.
the color fades and things get to look weird.
It starts to look older. It's like, those were classic times right there.
The one thing my parents have that I told them, like, when you die, I want this. They have boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes.
Oh, yeah.
Of photographs. But it's my family on both sides, farther back than I was born. So I said, look, leave those to me. One day I'll organize them. I just want my kids to see all of the weird, crazy-ass people that came before them.
Indeed. Solitude at number 9. Avoiding people by simply not answering the landline phone. This would make a person calling assume that you're just not home.
I'll tell you what, man. I think the cell phone's better at that because you can mute a cell phone, right? So even landline, even if you knew who was calling and you wanted to avoid it, they would call back. But before there were answering machines or anything, it would ring until they hung up. So if that thing's going to ring 28 times because they're willing to wait, you can't mute it.
But when people didn't answer, you knew. Right, whereas like the cell phone, people will keep calling, texting. Sometimes people freak out. Like, I didn't, well, I texted you twice yesterday. I didn't hear back. Like, yeah, I was being lazy. I didn't feel like texting you.
Right.
Engage in conversation.
So, I mean, I think that's where it's like, right, it's hard to get solitude and away from stuff.
Right. Because that is the difference where if they called and the phone rang 28 times, they could not text me after that.
Right. Because then it also starts weighing on you, like, I got to get back to them. They want to talk about crap, and I gotta call them back.
I mean, there's some places you can go where cell phone coverage still sucks. And I love renting a cabin there.
Sure.
Just tell me, like, I'm out of cell phone range for, 6 days.
I say that every time I go on vacation. Most of the time, that's not true, but I would say, hey, man,
that's not a bad technique, though.
No, hey, man, where we're going? Where are we going? I don't want to tell you, but where we're going, I won't have phone coverage. You're going to Manhattan.
Affordable concert ticket shows up on the list.
Oh, God, yeah.
For real. We're spoiled here.
First concert I went to, it was 1983, and I had to beg and plead with my parents. It was KISS. The opening band was Night Ranger.
Nice.
But beg and plead with my parents, everything. I got to go to the show. My dad's like, I know you've always loved KISS. Let me look at the ticket prices. And he freaked out. Can you guess how much that ticket was? 1983. And he was like, I can't believe it cost this much.
$25.
It was $13.50.
Holy crap, man.
Right. And I mean, this is... we're like 30 times more than that.
Jeez. Reliable pensions. Again, these are the 10 things considered normal 20 to 30 years ago, but is now considered a luxury.
That's what a pension's supposed to be.
Whenever someone tells me they have one, I'm like, wow. Really?
Holy honestly, that's what it is supposed to be.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, they just don't exist anymore.
Absolutely.
That's why it's kind of tough sometimes for a lot, dealing with generations above you.
Yeah.
And I get where people are saying stuff, but also, that's just not how the economies work.
Right,
you could do that at that age, but,
I can't.
Right, the inflation happens, and this and that, and, the price of a home, and this and that, it's completely different.
But also, if something goes down, the airline industry, when they tank themselves because they're stupid, somehow I have to pay for this. This comes out of, if the banks go down because they're a-holes, it's like, this is on us. No one has to take responsibility for their own failures. We all have to contribute to build them back up, right? So I'm like, it comes out of that, man. That's where they nickel and dime you.
Leaving home at the age of 18.
I couldn't wait.
I couldn't wait.
The difference is
sure.
I just wanted to get out. And I realized, dude, I paid $150 a month for rent. That is impossible. I didn't even have a job. I just figured I'd get one and figure it out.
Right.
I had my savings from cutting grass and everything else, and then I just started to hustle. But I only had to make $150 to have a roof over my house.
Exactly.
Granted, I live with 6 other people. We figured it out.
That's how that works.
But, now that's not realistic.
Right.
Right. I don't think anybody wants to stay in the house.
No.
You know what I mean?
I think I was 23 by the time I was able to actually get my feet underneath me. And even then, it was a major adjustment period when I did that, and it's been thin.
I mean, I swung through the fences at 19. I'm like, I'm moving out. Now, granted, I was homeless for a while. So, the reality of what it is a lot different. But yeah, for sure, man.
Absolutely.
Truthfully, I didn't move out till I was 20. I guess I was 20 or just about to be 21. But I also never went to college and I don't know. I just never thought about renting an apartment. And then when I moved to Baltimore, I was like, all right, I need to rent a place.
Right.
But I also think it's the mentality. When we were growing up, 16 you drive, 18 to move out. I don't think that's so much the case now.
Yeah.
No. 16 drive if you can, but not move out at 18.
No.
I think that's definitely gotten more fluid.
Number 5, low rents and mortgages.
Let us know.
As long as we're talking on that one.
Let us know, dude.
Exactly.
I think the one that goes with that is low commute times.
No kidding.
Right.
And the problem is that it doesn't help that much. You need to drive 45 minutes just to find a place that's affordable, close to work. But then you're spending all that money on the gas to get up in there, the parking to be around here.
Man, if I'm ever the president of the U.S., if you would never have to pay to park to go to work.
No.
That's all. And they do it here, and it's not our company. It's just the building itself. But, look, you should not have to pay to park to be at work.
Right.
That's ridiculous to me.
Right.
That's insulting to me.
10 things considered normal 20 to 30 years ago, but is now considered a luxury. Number 4, real farmers markets. Which I think over here on the West Coast, we're kind of spoiled with
It's not a problem in Seattle, man.
Fairly decent farmers market chain network that we've got. Honestly, I didn't start going to farmers markets till I met my wife, but it's fun to go to the market.
I did not go to farmers markets until I met my wife. But the one thing I did discover is the amount of money you save.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, man, it's worth it.
I just know if you go to the Sunday Fremont market down there, not a lot of farmers, but a lot of talent.
Oh, yeah.
Vendors, people walking around, you're like, good God.
You want to go a few weeks ago, I'm like, no. And we're still kind of loyalists to Pike Place Market.
Sure.
I was having this conversation over the weekend. A guy just moved here from San Francisco. And I said, dude, you need to go. You misinterpret what it is. It is a tourist attraction, but it is not a tourist trap. Go there, buy your groceries, save money, help the local economy. Don't. He's like, really? I go, yeah. I said, you see it, on NFL Sundays throwing the fish. I'm like, there's more to it than that.
Best flower bouquets you'll find, too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the market's great. Oh, yeah. That's what thrills someone. Like, when I lived in Belltown, I would go over there all the time. But, again, I would go on, Tuesday mornings.
I told him, do not go on the weekends.
I like the nut girl, man. She's got all these different kind of nuts that she,
That's what I'm saying.
Just weird stuff.
Yeah.
They got it. Buy it. Save money.
I need a candle.
Or if you got family in town, man, you got to go early Sunday. Whatever time it opens. It's like sometimes I would just get up hungover and just go down there right away and get some snacks.
Yeah.
Privacy shows up on the list. Says, it's not that I expect privacy in public, but I shouldn't have to worry about being in someone's video photo on my way to do the laundry either.
Sure.
Yeah.
That drives me up a wall.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just such an invasion of privacy taking pictures of other people.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I didn't put their face in it. It's like, yeah, but
there's still in it.
And look, I guess there's nothing wrong with it. Just for me, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm. Number 2, nice threads, it says I have clothes from the 90s that still hold up today. These days, I'm lucky if my shirt isn't saggy and misshapen within a year.
That is a fact.
Yeah.
Once a brand gets bought or sold, the quality goes down.
It goes down, guaranteed.
Immediately.
Absolutely.
Guaranteed.
I mean, I will say this. You can afford to look nice, but the clothes aren't high quality.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind
Precisely.
of right. That's what's happening. You know what I mean? And it's like some of those stores, I know people love them. It's like, sure, but the stuff is crap.
Right.
Yeah, they're slinging garbage.
Used to be
but
you
you want the label.
You could used to be able to go to the Gap and have a T-shirt for 10 years.
Yes.
Now it's about 2.
Exactly. But this is the number one thing considered normal 20 to 30 years ago, but is considered a luxury these days. Music collections.
I still collect music.
This one says my
We
bedroom
do
wall was
because we're old, but the way people consume music now, you don't have a collection, you have a big database.
Right. Exactly. And that's really what it is that the next generations, my generation, we have instant access to all of it that we wanted. And I was a part of the group that did have a decent CD collection, and there were tapes on the walls. And we were kind of still against records before they made their big resurgence, which I'm glad that I'm a part of that now.
Thank God.
But the libraries were actually something to be proud of. You could walk over and you could just thumb your way through it and look at what everybody had there. But now we've all heard the new song because you didn't have to go out and buy it.
I found it interesting. And look, I think it's great that people can just go online and get whatever music they want, but it's worth exploring more music from the artists. Anyway, when people come over, they always seem fascinated because they see all the vinyl.
Oh, yeah.
And what you realize is, if I showed you my Spotify list, I don't have one because I'm not on Spotify because I'm a caveman. You would just kind of scroll through the songs to see what I have, but somehow when you have the vinyl, man, people stand there 45 minutes going through everything. And you're like, great, man, kind of immerse yourself in it. You know, these people, these are artists that make music that make you feel better.
And there's artwork.
And the artwork, the liner notes, the whole thing, man. It really is. It's hell, man. On the weekends, I like to listen to vinyl a lot, but I realize I'll sit down and read all this crap about an artist that I know nothing about because they died 40 years ago. But I'm like, huh, cool.
Even with CDs, I used to like the lyrics. I was a big Nas fan, still am. But like, you know, like when you first hear a CD, like I didn't know all the words. So I would just sit in my room, read because he would always put the lyrics in there. Read the lyrics, listen to the song. Read the lyrics, listen to the song.
Yeah.
Agreed.
A long-standing pub in Britain has been destroyed in a tragic fire.
It has.
But there appears to be more to the story, Miles.
Okay, I guess you're going to tell us that at 5:50?
Indeed, I got the details.
For 25 years, Stamps.com has made mailing and shipping easy. All you need is a computer and printer. Imagine mailing and shipping right from your desk. Anytime. No traffic, no waiting, no hassle. Plus, Stamps.com gives you discounts up to 84%. Sign up for Stamps.com today. Use code PROGRAM for a 4-week trial, plus postage and a digital scale. That's Stamps.com, code PROGRAM.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey there, everybody. I'm Melvin Robert from the TV show Extra. Every day on our show, we talk to the biggest celebrities and the biggest newsmakers around. We get exclusive details about hookups and breakups, baby news, and the behind-the-scenes info from your favorite TV shows and movies. But we can only fit so much on our show. That's where Extra the podcast comes in. Listen and follow Extra the podcast and Odyssey Podcast on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
Hey, it's Mike Hawk. Want more Men's Room content? Follow the Men's Room page of the Odyssey app and check out my live stream, A Moment with Mike Hawk and Nothing in Particular with Steve the Thrill Hill. Going live Thursdays and Fridays at 1, exclusively on the Men's Room page of the Odyssey app.
Headlines are coming up for you at 5:50. In the meantime, if we made it to the weekend and drinking time.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve and Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we toast, Miles, you'll appreciate this, actor Pedro Pascal.
Oh.
He is the Last of Us and Mandalorian actor. He's currently, believe it or not, the unsolicited subject of an art exhibit in Kent, England, and it's called ADHD Hyperfixation and Why It Looks Like I Love Pedro Pascal. So basically the artist behind it does have ADHD, but for whatever reason, Pedro Pascal, this is her guy, right? Mm-hmm. So she has done, it's unsolicited from him. She created all this wonderful artwork for all the different things that he's done. Now, it's an unofficial tribute to him by the local artist, and their exhibit is showing at the Rhodes Gallery. Well, Pedro, he got word of the exhibit, and he decided to make a surprise visit to the gallery, which is pretty cool of him to do. So he booked a flight, he flew to England, made his way to the gallery. Yeah, the gallery was closed. He couldn't get in.
He couldn't get in to see his
He went on a Sunday.
This dude, he heard about it. He was super flattered. Booked a trip. He goes there, man. He's like, I'll surprise the artist because he was very touched by what she did. And it's a pretty cool thing. But he got there like, it's locked. They're like, yeah, bro, we're closed. Sorry. You can't get, we know you're Pedro Pascal. We know you'd like to see the Pedro Pascal exhibit. No.
I really just know him from Narcos.
He was good in Narcos as well. Actually, he's good in everything he does.
Yeah, right.
Game of Thrones, he's a solid actor, man. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola, bichola.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
And today we celebrate the birth date, so to speak, of 50 years of hip-hop. It is a silver anniversary. We put the notorious B.I.G. and Juicy up against the Sugar Hill Gang and Rapper's Delight. Mike, how was the vote?
It was a hard-fought battle, Miles, but it did come down to one. This is no doubt a big day for hip-hop. Notorious, in fact. So it's my delight to announce Sugar Hill Gang on a Bad Choice Friday.
Here's your winner, bitches. Welcome to the weekend. You're listening to The Men's Room. 99.9 KISW, Seattle.
Walk the dogs, school drop-off, meetings from 10 to 3, take kids to soccer, then no time left for a jog.
When everyone else is relying on you, it's easy to put your needs last. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist online, so you can show up for yourself the way you do for others. Visit BetterHelp.com/positive to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/positive.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the men's room presents TV Time with Ted.
First of all, I want to give some credit to, I don't know who was working this. Sure, like a lot of people last night, they were excited. The Seahawks were having their first preseason game. Does it matter? No. Were any of the starters playing? No. It was just fun to watch.
I will argue this. Does it matter? Yes. Does it count toward the final record? No.
Well, I say it doesn't matter. Like, win and losses don't matter in the preseason.
I know. And that's why people take it.
But the coaches still...
But when you watch that game, and you watch these guys do what they do, and you see how the other players, and the coach, Carroll especially, right, how fired up they get just because if you're going to wear the uniform and you do a good job. And I'm like, I'm not even a Hawks fan, but I'm like, this is cool, man.
Situationally, you still have to call plays. You still have to execute and do your job based on the situation. And they did it.
And they did it, man.
You do, but I just feel like that first game is a glorified scrimmage.
Absolutely.
And look, I love seeing the pads. That was going to be my point. Like, look, I still watched it. And I like seeing the pads pop, but that's more, like I watched that game last night watching more individual battles. Right? Because you want to see who's going to win in these positions, this and that. Like, look, if somebody gets sacked last night, that looks horrible. But we could take that film and be like, all right, well, if it was the left tackle, Mike Hawk, then that's on him. But maybe the right tackle, Steve Hill, still had a good play.
Damn right Steve Hill did.
We're going to grade him out that way.
What I'm talking about, though, is a bad sack that happened to the... I don't know who was running it. I don't know what happened. But we work in radio. We understand technical difficulties can happen. That game's going to start at 7. They had pregame stuff on. I was at a bar. I said, will you put it on? They said, yeah. And then it just wasn't there. It kept blinking in and out. For a while, it was just a black screen. And then it was just a shot of the stadium.
Yep.
And then eventually it just said, we're experiencing... technical
Now, let me ask you this, because the game was also broadcast on the NFL Network.
Not locally.
Oh, so we could not see that feed, so we don't know if that was like just the universal feed or was just...
Or, right, I don't know. I just took it as like, it's preseason. So I was like, listen, the guy at King 5 or woman, like he's new too.
They're warming up too, man, yeah.
I don't know that. I could be wrong on that, but I'm almost positive because it was local, it was just on King 5. I don't know if you could still watch it on NFL Network.
No, we couldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. A lot
Mike,
of people.
let us know. No, you can't.
No, we tried. Well, this is their chance to figure their stuff out, too.
That's what I'm saying. So I was like, I'm sure whoever was probably upset, but it's like, it's a preseason. It's okay. But it is also kind of funny. You got all these people fired up, but I mean, just at the beginning.
Just let it go, man. Everyone.
Well, it's a blue screen. We're experiencing technical difficulties.
Everyone is figuring out their stuff.
So Mike and I had this conversation earlier today. He thought they didn't want to put that up there, and I said, I don't think they could. Because there was a period of like 10 seconds. It was just a black screen. Yeah. So I was like, I think it took time even to get to that point.
And this is when the Seahawks were kind of coming back. So it seemed like you said earlier, but then later it happened again.
It did.
Oh, did it happen in the second half?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I wasn't paying as much attention in the second half. Yeah.
I was because I was really judging the offensive line, but yeah.
Were you?
But that goes to Ted's point, though. You know, when you watch preseason, it's funny. During the regular season and playoffs, obviously, you have an opinion of your team.
Yeah.
And you watch preseason, it is kind of interesting to me because, like you said, I'm watching position battles.
Yeah.
Does this guy
really
have a shot? You know, I mean, you really, really do, man. Like
the Seahawks offensive line in the second half dominated.
They absolutely
did. Dominated. I was just watching.
And you feel good for those guys.
Wow, those guys are killing people.
Well, and talk about isolation. I do that sometimes. I learned that from an old buddy of mine. Like, if we would go to a football game, right? Because when you're in the stadium, like, the experience is awesome. But frankly, the viewing is much better at home.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So when you're at the stadium, like, sometimes me and my buddy, I remember years ago, we were watching Washington versus Dallas, right? We're like 19. And he just elbows me. I forget who the wide receiver was or whatever, but he was like, I'm just going to ISO on the gunner on this one. And I was like, what? He's like, let's just watch the gunner. And we did. We just watched him go all the way down the field, make a tackle. But, like, you have to do that.
But it is amazing, you know, when you watch a game live, you know, at the stadium, the view is always better on TV, but TV, as they should, they follow where the ball is or where it's going to be.
Yeah.
And there's times you go to the stadium and you know how that play is going to end before anyone watching. Right? You see the receiver break open before you know damn well the cameraman has discovered this. You see your quarterback see him when they throw a 60-yard bomb, and you already have your hands up.
Yeah, when you're right, when you're watching it live, you can jump up and you're like,
but also it pisses you off, like, because I saw him get wide open, the quarterback didn't see him. But when you watch on TV, you don't necessarily see all those things they could have done better or could have done worse.
Correct. I should also mention, shout out to the Mariners. They are on fire right now.
They are on fire. I will see them tonight, taking to my Orioles, who have been very good all season, but the Mariners and Orioles, for no reason that I can explain, always have very good series against each other. But right now, the Mariners have clearly forgotten how to lose.
Yeah.
And the Orioles have been playing well, but it's like, I would say, as an Orioles fan, the Mariners are the last team I want to play right now. I would say that.
They're both hot teams.
And a quick side note, Ted, we started watching All-American last night.
No, you did. Did you really?
I swear to God. So my
kid, it helps that your wife loves one of the main actors.
We did not know he was
good-looking
there.
black guy?
Yeah, Tay Diggs.
I'll explain how this went down. So my son wanted to start a new show, but you know it's got to be age appropriate and all that. And I said, well, look, man, you know, Ted. He's like, yeah. I said, all right. Well, he says this show All American. He said, what is it about? I said, all I know is that it's like high school football. I don't know much more than that. But we found it. We started with the first episode, okay? And I'm chuckling internally, me and the wife, because we know that you have been.
Next thing you know, you're on the edge of your seat.
So Tay Diggs, actually, it's a pretty good show.
Yeah.
To your credit, it's a pretty good show. But Tay Diggs shows up, and I've said this a million times. I hear my wife go. So I just said,
now I have a chance.
Yeah, I just said to my son, your mother would definitely watch this show. Why is that? I said, one of her favorite actors is in the show. So it goes on. And Taye Diggs does a fine job, but so my son asked me again, like 20 minutes in, why does Mom think he's such a good actor? I said, I never said he thinks that he's a great actor. I said, it's one of your mom's favorite actors. And then I think he kind of got it.
Oh.
Yeah, I did not know he was in it. So when I saw him, I'm like, well, the wife's in. But you know what? You were right. Not a bad show. Kind of got into it, man.
Yeah, and trust me, in a few episodes, you'll see there's definitely some high school drama parts of it.
You can see where it's coming, and I thought all of that because I thought I'd hate it. But by the end of the first episode, I'm like, God damn it. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's bad, but I'm enjoying it.
It's
so
also
anyway,
amazing.
I cannot believe I forgot to tell you that. But yes, we started All-American last night.
It's also amazing, like some of the party scenes and stuff. Because it's just like, first of all, those actors are all in their 20s.
Clearly.
But I mean, like, look, I went to a lot in parties in high school. We never
Nothing
went
like that.
Nothing like that.
No, not even close.
Right.
Where is it based out of?
So he lives in Crenshaw, but he's going to school in Beverly Hills.
Oh, I see.
They had to recruit him, but you can't legally recruit someone after the season has started for the public schools, but they found a workaround, and he's got to deal with some stuff,
It's like DeMatha Catholic stuff.
Or private school. We can recruit whoever we want.
Right, private, you can do what you
That's
want.
the difference.
Sure.
Yeah, well,
I actually enjoyed the show, so to your credit. It took
It's
me
a good
2
show.
years, but there I am.
No rules, just right.
All right, you know what? Let's just talk about what's on TV this weekend. You just mentioned that the Orioles are in town, so the Mariners are playing. Is that tonight or tomorrow? I know it's King Felix, weekend.
I think that's tomorrow.
All right, I saw a picture of the outfield, and they mowed in a giant K, which is pretty cool. Also,
Problem is they put one in left center, right, and
if you
stop at 2 or go to 4.
If you're a football fan, you want to watch some. Let's say maybe you live in Seattle and you're not from here. All these preseason games going on last night, tonight, tomorrow. I do know the NFL Network at a certain point, if there's not a live one on, they just kind of these early
you
weekends.
can watch it again.
They'll just replay it for you
Over and over, yeah.
Right. You can check that out. But there is a lot of games going on this weekend. Let's see, Miles. We've been talking about Bad Choice Friday was in honor of the 50th anniversary of hip hop. Saturday, 10 p.m. on A&E, the series premiere of Hip Hop Treasures, hosted by LL Cool J and Ice-T.
Oh, wow.
Two massive legends
on
in the
A&E, Arts and Entertainment.
Get it all done. And then Sunday, turn that TV off, get in your car, call an Uber. I don't care what you have to do. Get over to Mike's Chili Parlor. We'll be out back at Mike's Chili Bowl from 3 to 6. Doors open at 2.
Yes.
Bring your dancing shoes and hat.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
When it comes to personal style, it's all about layers, especially now. Add layers to your fall style with new colors, fabrics, and styles from Indochino. Go to Indochino.com and use code PODCAST to get 10% off any purchase $3.99 or more.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. A truck full of porta potties is stolen in Oakland, which is a crappy thing to do. Los Angeles woman attacks a street vendor after refusing to pay for food. Cops pull over a car with a license plate that says "We High." Turns out the Oklahoma Game Foul Commissioner is a cockfighting type of guy. And a man breaks a Guinness record with a 500-mile backward bike ride. It's time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, our top story. We go over the water to the UK, where a historic pub has tragically burned down. Crews were called to the Crooked House, Britain's wonkiest pub. It's actually kind of tilted off to the side a little bit.
It's wonky.
It's wonky. To put out the blaze that came out of nowhere. Shortly after the fire was put out, the owners cut their losses and had the building demolished. They brought in a bulldozer and everything. There's just one thing that's not sitting right with authorities. The owners rented the bulldozer a week before the mysterious fire broke out.
Ew. That's how you get under investigation.
In fact, the owner has a history of breaking down the building after they purchased it in 2020 and began gutting it out before they were served a stop notice to prevent any future works on the pub. Authorities are now treating the incident as an arson.
Dude, you're going to get busted. You're going to get busted.
Right.
Don't rent it a week before. Come on.
Right. First, they buy the place and they cause an uproar because people can see they're bringing the tables, they're bringing the wallpaper, they're bringing it all out. They are gutting this place.
Right.
To the point that this is such a storied pub. We're going to serve you guys papers. Like, knock it off. This is a landmark at this point. Let's not.
Oh no, the fire broke out. Bring in that bulldozer that we rented a week ago.
Like I said, man, if you got to commit crime, commit crime. Don't be stupid. And I do believe there should be a stupid charge.
Absolutely.
It gives you another 3 years to anything you've done.
Just another 3 years.
Right. So, you get guys that successfully rob a place,
Sure.
and then they post on Facebook and show them with the cash. Like, maybe it was a 4-year sentence for that. Now you get 7 because that was stupid.
Right.
Our detectives didn't even have to do work because you goddamn told them.
And those 3 years, you're going to go to, like jail school, and you're going to learn how to,
How to not be stupid.
How to not be stupid. You're going to educate yourself, and every test you fail is another, week.
Yeah, I feel bad. I'd rather you be a bad person than a stupid person.
Yeah.
Honest to God. That's just dumb. You make us all look bad when you're that stupid.
Correct.
Nobody will know.
Nobody will know.
Right. They had that conversation. Oh, this is a great idea.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, it's a bad idea.
Right.
3 years because you're stupid.
Oh, yeah.
What if we just burn down the bar and then we could say it was an accident?
You're right, Mike. Nobody will know. Nobody will know. Oh, my God, they know.
Oh, my God.
3 extra years because you're stupid.
Nobody's going to know. Oh, my God. In other news, to Missouri for a chuckle-worthy license plate.
Oh.
The vehicle caught the attention of authorities on patrol when they noticed that the license plate read, quote, "We high." This led to an arrest and a snarky Facebook post on the department's page reading, quote, "A good way to avoid the attention of law enforcement while driving is not to flee from a traffic stop and not have a license plate that says we high." While the pair were arrested for fleeing the stop, it does not say if they were true to their license plate at the time of the arrest. There's no toxicology saying that they were under the influence of marijuana.
Even if you weren't, don't suggest to the cops that you are.
Right. It also doesn't say why they were pulled over. However, when you have a license plate that says we high, they're now going to look for any reason to stop you because it's pretty much a done deal. You're high.
Yeah, a cop can figure out any reason. You're going to break the law somehow.
Correct.
It can be ticky-tacky.
Right.
They pull you over to give you a citation, but they did it because your license plate says we high.
Right.
Again, 3 years because you're stupid.
3 years.
Yeah.
Lock them up. Ain't no weed in jail, son.
We high.
Right. It was like, did you mean we up?
Right.
Because that's cool.
Right.
Like, we nice car, like we up, man.
We
like
up,
this and
man.
that, but we high.
Yeah, 3 years.
That's it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk aside.
Thank you, sir. We'll see you at Mike's Chili Parlor on Sunday, 3 to 6. Men's Room World Tour stop number 4.
In the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch for 180 seconds or so. So until then, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way. Offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.